now she's telling you to hop out. This is her doorway.
I'd
not
need-
open to the public. So
Sergeant,
you're gonna
I'd
have
need to
step-
see a demarcation saying that it's unauthorized access.
Sergeant,
You
I'm
know,
telling you, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna step out here, or you're both going to county jail. You are in her private office. That like to come into government buildings.
yeah.
And they like to push their boundaries.
Push their
what
boundaries.
they don't realize is what the lines they're crossing.
Which lines
So,
is that?
So isn't that?
You guys keep your office doors shut, secure them.
I want you to exit my office, please.
Well,
If you
it's-
don't want to give me a
It's
name,
open to the public. It's open to the public.
If you don't want to give me a name,
Don't
I'm
touch
asking you
me.
to leave.
I appreciate that. I don't have to give you my name to be in a public place.
Then would you please leave my office?
It's the taxpayer's office. So I'm not done getting my pictures yet.
I don't
when
want
I
you
am,
in here.
Well, ma'am, it's a public office. Now, you can shake your head, but we have every right to be here, ma'am.
You cannot
And you
record us without our permission.
I'm sorry?
You can't record us without our permission.
is that a law?
You can't record us without our permission.
Okay. Do you know what law that is?
Right up top of my head, standing here, where you just.
I
I'm not gonna.
I can help
I'm
you.
not
I
gonna
can
do
help you
anything,
with
so
it. I can help you.
At this point,
Sir,
I'm not.
I can help you with that law.
I'm sorry, no.
That law is
No, you
non-existent.
cannot record
It
me
is
if I say
non-existent.
so.
It's
You don't have
non-existent.
permission to record me.
I don't need permission.
Yes, you
You know
do.
why? Because there's no
Gentlemen,
expectation of
gentlemen,
privacy
I'm
in
not gonna get
public.
the conf-
The attorney asked if I could get your attorney's information because he said they received a phone call from someone and they want to know if it is your attorney that has already contacted them.
It most likely is. So I don't know if you've had a chance to meet him. Fantastic guy, Attorney Michael Courtney is the town's legal counsel.
I've talked to Mike several times.
I'll say this. You know, you have the right to film when you're in a public place. And the town is going to do a better job of delineating what's public and what's private going forward. Sorry for any confusion and miscommunication.
Thank you.
To this level.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you, Attorney Courtney.
Holy smokes, is this video a banger. I'm with MAA Audit, and we're at the Warner Town Hall in Warner, New Hampshire. We go into the town manager's office, which is a public office. It even has a table for the public to sit down, fill out paperwork, and pick up some of the town's literature. This town manager goes ballistic, and she calls the Warner Police Department. They show up and immediately threaten arrest, telling us if we don't leave her office that we're both going to county jail. The sergeant then goes on a tirade and tells the entire staff that we're antagonists and they better secure themselves in their offices and bar their doors for their safety. It's at this moment that I step outside and start making phone calls to make sure that my bail is secured. And by the time I go back in to go into the office, things have changed drastically. All of a sudden now it is a public office, and the police have no problem with me going in. And then I try and open the door and it's locked. It's also interesting that halfway through this audit, I stopped the video and sent it to my attorney. And in real time, my attorney called me back, letting me know that I knew all along was accurate, that I had one heck of a lawsuit. And then, as if it was a made-for-TV moment, the sergeant comes back out with a very glum look on his face, letting me know that their city attorney has already received a phone call from mine. We left the building and spoke to attorney Michael Courtney from Upton Hatfield, the town's legal counsel, and he agreed with us that the police were wrong, it was absolutely a public space, and thank God we hadn't been arrested, because even he agreed that if we were, the town and these cops were in for a hell of a lawsuit. We got off the phone and then he called us back about 10 minutes later, inviting us back to town hall to make sure we got to film inside every office that we were originally barred from and told was private. Now, I said several times throughout this video that I wasn't going to look for a lawsuit. And then on my 2-hour drive home, I kept thinking to myself, without any knowledge, and when these cops were wrong, they were willing to use physical violence against me, to arrest me, arrest my freedom, and take me to jail when I'd commit no crime. They showed no compassion, and they showed no mercy. And I just didn't think that an education would be enough. They needed real culpability and accountability. So after I returned home, I spoke to my attorney this evening. We will be sending a letter of intent to sue to the town of Warner, to sue them on a state level for the failed supervision of these 2 police officers, and on a federal level for the deprivation of our civil rights under the color of law. And this isn't one of those things that'll go to trial. They'll settle pretty quickly, because the only thing that everyone could agree on is that the town and these cops were dead wrong. It even got to the point that once these cops realized we weren't just Joe Schmoes off the street and we knew what we were talking about and we had resources, they started blaming the town manager, saying that she had made a false call to police, and that they had no problem with us going in the office. It was her fault. Once accountability became apparent, they stopped pointing fingers at us and started pointing them at each other. Enjoy the video.
What's going on, everybody? We're at the Warner Town Hall in Warner, New Hampshire. I'm with MAA Audit. It's brisk today. This town hall might have been built when the town was incorporated in 1774.
I'm meeting at 10 o'clock with the bank and
Okay, sorry.
That's coming. I told Michael that they'll get that on the agenda sometime, maybe next week.
Okay. Can I help you?
I'm sorry?
Can I help you?
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi. You the town manager?
Is that on?
Is what?
Is that recording me?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be recorded.
You don't want to be recorded?
No.
I'm sorry to hear
No,
that.
I don't know who you are.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Who are you?
I don't really feel like giving my name or anything. I'm just
Well, then
looking around.
you have to
Don't-
leave my office.
It's a
Leave
public
my
office. It's a public office, ma'am.
Judy! What is this all about?
I was just taking pictures and then you started yelling
Yes,
at me.
but this is... I wasn't yelling at you. I asked you who you were.
Yeah, I'm just a citizen taking some pictures.
I want you to exit my office, please.
Well,
If you
it's
don't want to give me a
it's
name,
open to the public. It's open to the public.
If you don't want to give me a name,
Don't
I'm
touch
asking you
me
to
now.
leave.
I appreciate that. I don't have to give you my name to be in a public place.
Then would you please leave my office?
It's the taxpayer's office. So I'm not done getting my pictures yet.
I don't
when
want
I
you
am,
in here.
Well, ma'am, it's a public office. It's a public office. It is open
I'm
to the
trying to get ready
public.
for a select board meeting.
Go
and
ahead.
I
We
don't
didn't talk
need
to you.
in
We were
here.
over here. You called
Michael,
us over.
I don't know who these people are, but they're recording me. They're looking around my office. They don't want to give me their name. Nothing. And they're telling me they're not leaving because my office is a public office.
And
And I'm trying to get ready for the meeting at 10.
But they don't want anything?
No, we just wanted to finish taking our pictures, and then she got out of her desk, walked over to us, went to go put her hand on me until I told her not to, and then she said that the only way we can film inside this public office is if we identify ourselves by personal identifying information. I explained to her that we don't have to do that, and then if she had just left us alone, we'd have taken our pictures and moved on. Does that pretty much summarize it? I agree. Yeah, it pretty much summarizes it. So I appreciate your help. Once we're done with our pictures, we'll just be right on out of here. Or
So
you can shake your head, but we have every right to be here, ma'am.
you cannot
And you
record us without our permission.
I'm sorry?
You can't record us without our permission.
is that a law?
You can't record us without our permission.
Okay. Do you know what law that is?
Right up top of my head, standing here, where you just.
I can help you. I can help you with it. I can help you.
At this point,
Sir, I
I'm not.
can help you with that law.
I'm sorry, no.
That law is
No, you
non-existent.
cannot record
It
me
is
if I say
non-existent.
so.
It's
You don't have
non-existent.
permission to record me.
I don't need permission.
Yes, you
You know
do.
why? Because there's no
Gentlemen,
expectation of
gentlemen,
privacy in
I'm not gonna get
public.
a confrontation with you.
You came over here. How can you come to me and then tell me that it's illegal to film?
My desk.
Okay, well
So
then
yes,
you can
I
sit at
can
it.
come in here.
No, you're coming in here telling me you don't want a confrontation, but
Tell
you just
that I
confronted
do
me.
not want to be recorded.
Okay, then you're in public, so there's no law protecting you.
I'm not. Well, okay.
Bye.
Did you do
Okay.
that for me? Thank you.
So please let us continue, please.
No, I will not.
Yes, you will. You will not obstruct my ability to engage in my very First Amendment right, the building block to the United States Constitution. This town was built 2 years before the Revolutionary War. You should have a real solid handle on what someone's basic, unalienable rights are. There is no expectation of privacy in public. I do not need consent to film you or to have you on film. You are working in a public capacity.
Right. This is an office where there are very sensitive materials that could
Then
be
it should be
left out.
marked unauthorized access. It shouldn't be made as a public office. The door is open. It's not marked or demarcated as unauthorized or restricted access. So it is public, sir. What's happening right now is you're getting an education. And normally when I educate people, I'm happy to do it. But I don't like to do someone else a favor while they're giving me trash.
I'm not giving you
Okay?
trash.
Sir, you're barking orders. You're telling me I can't do something I'm allowed to do. I didn't come in here giving anyone attitude.
Like that, so now you're just putting words in my mouth.
You told me I'm not allowed to film you. And it's a law. You just don't know which law it is.
To be recorded.
You told me it was a law.
You're wrong.
Told me it was a law,
I
sir.
can rewind this and show you exactly what you said.
You said you couldn't name the
Same
law
thing
off the
you
top
don't
of your
know the
head.
same.
Did you do that already? All right, thank you.
And when he says, did you do that, he means, did you call the police?
Right, exactly.
Because he thinks that he's like a...
Well, there's no one else in the, and I heard there was a disturbance, so the first thing I do.
Yeah, you are. You're disturbing us. That's true. You are disturbing us.
Police, absolutely.
You are creating a
If this is a disturbance. That's the first thing.
Yeah, you're...
You should
Right,
find
that's-
out if there is a disturbance before you go and initially call the police and put my safety at jeopardy. Because the cops are gonna roll in here with attitudes because of the reason, oh, you didn't call them or whoever called them.
Oh, yeah, she's just quick smile for her.
Oh,
She wants to take
right,
a...
we're gonna get that.
Okay,
because
so
you just
let it be a surprise. Let it be a surprise. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that I'm going to get a copy of your cell phone footage, and then we're explaining it to her. I'm going to tell you I'm going to get a copy of that. You're going to continue to shake your head no. Then I'm going to go to your town clerk's office. I'm going to do a records request for it, and I'm going to give them a cease and desist to tell them that you can't destruct that video or photographic evidence. And then they're going to tell you that I get a copy of that.
Why?
Do you know why? You're in your
are you
public.
here?
You're in a public capacity.
Why
And you're
are
taking
you
video.
here?
You've created a public record.
Why are you here?
Yeah, but guess what? I don't work for the taxpayers. You do. And you're not doing a very good job at it. I would say that I've been much more professional than you've been.
It's all education, you know?
Do you guys want to come down to my office?
Are you the town clerk?
No, I'm only the.
Don't say only. You seem
I'm
very
the
nice.
I'm the assessing clerk.
Who is
but
the-
You're more than welcome to come down to my office.
I appreciate it. Who's the town manager?
We have a town administrator, not a town manager.
Who would that be?
We're in their office.
Oh, perfect. Is there a way I can make an appointment with that person?
Sure, we have to go to the other office.
Okay. Well, the police are here, so I'll wait for them to come in. Is that the town administrator?
No,
Yeah, he's shaking his
Oh.
head, yeah, no.
No, it's not.
no, it's
Oh,
one
okay.
of our select board members.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. After you, sir. Thank you. You're welcome.
So, are you?
You seem very nice. What's your name?
My name's Elizabeth Labby.
Elizabeth.
Are
Nice to
guys
meet you.
residents?
No,
Does it
you know,
matter? Can I ask that?
you can ask. You're very, very nice. No, I don't live here or in the area. And I appreciate your professionalism. I wish I could say that they were just as professional.
It's just
But
taking
absolute-
things off guard.
thank
know,
you.
We get a little nervous, that's all.
Yeah, there's no need to get nervous. You know, we're not confrontational people. We're very, very kind. I think the issue is when, you know, there's one or two ways to do it. You can do it like you're doing it, very nice, and speaking to us and, you know, being professional. Or, like, I know she was over there and she was talking to somebody else. So instead of going up to her and, like, you know, people say, put the camera in your face, like putting the camera in her face, I stayed over here and I focused my camera on this poster and I started reading it. So that way I could get the pictures of this office without having to interact with her. And then she at first told me that what I was doing was illegal. So I appreciate your professionalism.
Elizabeth,
Yeah.
Please close the door of your office when you go downstairs.
Well, she
I'm
just
asking you
invited
to
us
leave
into
my
our
office.
office. This is
Well,
so
right
it's.
now she's telling you to hop out. This is her doorway.
I'd
This is
need-
not open to the public. So
Sergeant,
you're gonna
I'd
have
need to
step-
see a demarcation saying that it's unauthorized access.
Sergeant,
You
I'm
know,
telling
is-
here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna step out here, or you're both going to county jail. You are in her private office. There is sensitive information. If you fail to heed the warning from my town
Under threat of
administrator-
arrest.
Yes, because you're considered disorderly conduct at this point.
So I'll step
So
out under
right
the
out
threat
there.
of arrest, but disorderly conduct is loud, violent, or tumultuous behavior, none of which
I'm
have
not
been
gonna
under.
argue the law with you,
Well,
okay?
you
I've been
should
doing
you
this
should have a
job for
better
20 years.
handle of
Here's
it
the
than you
deal.
do.
You gentlemen are allowed in the common areas.
I'm allowed into
Anywhere
any
through
place
here,
where there's
you
no
are
sign.
No, you are not allowed.
There's
to
no
enter
sign.
Anyone's
I'm gonna
office.
go into any place where there's no sign.
If you enter an office,
So
I'm
be
telling
asking
you right
something.
now.
Related to her?
Sounds
getting
good.
arrested.
Then I guess you're gonna.
Absolutely.
Then I guess you're gonna arrest me.
You're willing to
Yep.
put that on there.
I guess you're.
Absolutely.
You're a sergeant also.
Absolutely.
I'm a corporal, 2 strikes.
Corporal.
So this is what we're gonna do. You're more.
I'm not
welcome
gonna. You're not gonna
to
tell
come-
me what I'm gonna do.
I am gonna tell you
No, you're
exactly
not.
how
I'm
this
not
is
gonna.
gonna
No,
go.
you're not.
This is exactly how you're gonna go.
You have
You
no
are-
idea. No, first of
Close
all,
your
no,
mouth
no.
and let me
Don't
finish.
tell me to close
Okay?
my mouth. I don't have to.
You can be
All
in
right?
the
You're not
common
my boss.
areas
You're not my daddy.
of this.
Do you
Oh,
understand
here we
that?
go.
I've been nothing but
As
professional.
I was telling you, these
yeah,
These are the
these
guys.
two
Okay,
are these are the
so-
guys.
How we doing, folks? Thank you very much, Harry. That video you're taking will also like to counter what these people are doing.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get a copy of that video now.
That like to come into government buildings.
Yeah.
And they like to push their boundaries.
Push their
What
boundaries.
they don't realize is what they're, the lines they're crossing.
Which lines
So,
is that?
So isn't that?
You guys keep your office doors shut, secure them. They can be in common areas.
That's
I've
a,
already
it's a
discussed
common
this with
area.
County attorney's offices, so these hallways, they can be anywhere where it's a private office, they are not allowed. Upstairs, they are not allowed.
I'm allowed. Well, we're allowed anywhere there's not a sign.
If they knock on a
guy's
door
so dumb.
to talk to any of you guys in your offices, if they have no official business with you, then they remain in a common area and you shut your office door and continue about your day. Okay?
You have no idea
All right.
how bad of a day you're creating for yourself legally.
I have no idea, but these groups like to go around and they post things on YouTube. So we'll be on YouTube later today, which is perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, on a huge channel.
And then
You're gonna lose your job by tomorrow, my friend.
So this is my chair of the select board, so he'll.
Oh,
be
he's
talking
gonna.
to that,
Oh, you know what? He's gonna help. He's gonna help us take that job from you.
Get you out of it, huh?
Oh
That's
man.
how we're gonna treat this. They're more than welcome to be in the common areas.
I
outside.
want to hear what he's saying here.
But yeah, private offices where you guys conduct your business.
I just want to know, Corporal, you backing him up?
Obviously, we'll just keep those doors shut.
All right. So are you backing him up?
Okay.
Yeah, he's my.
On what he's saying? I just want to make sure. What's your name?
Corporal Radford.
All right, so I can add it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're, doing, then just close your
You
door and
guys want
continue
to
about
touch
your
about
day.
here, huh?
All right?
Thank you very much.
No problem here.
Yeah, so let's do some records requests. He's a selectman, so let's do some records requests. Hey, do me a favor. Don't destroy that cell phone footage because I'd like to get a copy of it. Where can you direct me to get a records request? Where can I do a records request? Where can I do a records request? Maybe you can. You're the only one that's been professional. Where can I do a records request?
Are you talking about a 91A request?
Yeah.
Well, you would just put it in writing and you can
For-
submit it to anybody.
To which office would you like me to submit it to? Who normally handles that?
I think each office handles
What's your
their
name
own.
and badge, bud?
Okay, so can I do it with you then?
want to do one better.
All
Sure,
right,
do you
yes.
have
Give you my
anything for
business
assessing
card.
or building permits?
By all
that
No,
you
my
must
records
get?
request is specifically for
Or whatever.
salary and video information.
Oh,
The
well, that
violation of
should
my civil
already be
rights.
up, so all of
Well,
the
no,
salary
Well, no, so what I
information-
need to do is I need to request a copy of that young lady's video and then a copy of the selectman's
You got a
video.
hot head, okay? You
So,
don't need to be a police
so
officer.
we just need it in writing, right?
Okay.
Like you just. So
Can you get me a piece of paper and a pen, please?
How many cops are in this town, buddy?
Thank you.
There's 3 of us.
Appreciate
Three
it.
of us, I
Yep,
figured.
and I'm the
right?
number 2.
And you run the whole town.
You are a number 2, that's for
You're
sure.
gonna be number 0.
You have no idea who you just did what you did to.
You guys are nuts, man. You really think you can do this to people, huh? The public?
You got a supervisor with bars over at the PD?
We have a chief.
Lieutenant Captain, is he in now? No. So he's the highest law enforcement officer on shift right now.
Yeah, that'd be correct.
Unhinged, and
So,
everybody in this town is
you-
at jeopardy.
Do you understand
Unless
that
you
if
kiss
an
his
area
ass.
do you understand that if an area is not demarcated, then it can't be relegated a limited public forum?
He don't know that.
Hold on, I'm
He's
asking.
laughing at you.
Listen,
This right here is a public area.
I haven't spoken to him yet, so I'm giving him the benefit. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that I don't know what he knows that he doesn't know. So, limited public or non-public forum. Like, for example, you go to the PD, I'm sure you guys have signs that says unauthorized access, right? Someplace I can't go. That's how you relegate a public forum that's traditional to a non-public or limited public forum.
What do you guys, what's your aim today? What is your aim?
Simple.
It's a Tuesday, nice, peaceful day. What's your
Simple. To come into a public building and not be harassed, to not have anyone step on our toes, to let us do what we came to do, and then to leave.
with what purpose? You're instigating the situation.
No, listen, it's our First Amendment right. It's freedom of the press. It's free speech for us to come in and monitor government officials in the capacity of their duties. It was until I had men with badges and guns tell me that I had to leave a public office. Let me ask you a question, Corporal. Do you understand that members of the public utilize that office for service that we were asked to leave?
He's gonna find out.
The sergeant asked you to leave that office.
Right. Do you understand that they offer services to the public in that office? They allow members of the public in that office. Do you understand that? Okay. So the only reason we were asked to... No, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Because I haven't yelled at anybody. My voice has been the same since I've been here. I haven't said you did. Right? I know that you got this like smirk. I don't know if you're I'm fine. So just talk to me, right? If they allow you in there to do any amount of business, but then they tell me that I can't go in there because I have a camera, they're protecting one class over another. It's a public forum. It's prior restraint.
And I need that lady's name in there too. And
So if it's open to one person, it's open to everybody.
once somebody's in there,
As you've been,
Peaceful Tuesday morning is what today was.
it was until police came and threatened arrest for no crime.
now what happens?
There's only
when they rip up
one
the
group
phone
that's
record and
instigating
take it apart? It's a felony.
Yeah, the lady that came up and started barking orders at me. I wasn't even talking to her. Do you understand how this whole?
What's your purpose for coming?
Do you understand how this whole thing started?
Cause trouble.
Just to film.
Whoever called the police caused
Just to film. I wasn't here first.
We would have been in and out.
1774, this town was built.
But no, they want heroes like this guy. This guy's not bad. The guy downstairs.
I love my country.
Okay.
I go around the nation, thank you, taking pictures of historical installations. Now, he's marked us with one group,
Okay.
right? And he actually got it wrong. That's not part of the group, not part of any group. But I can show you my entire sleeve. It's all Revolutionary War. Pre-Civil War era. This town was incorporated in 1774. It also has some history. So we took pictures of the library, we took pictures of the scenery coming in, and we came in here. We went into that office, and I did not go up to that lady, because people that do what you think we're doing, they'd put cameras in someone's face and they'd yell and scream at them, right? We noticed that she was talking to someone, so I did not enter the office. I stood at the very inside of the door. No, I didn't enter to where she was at her desk. I entered into the very beginning of the door, and I started taking pictures of the sign, the Birch Mountain sign. I started reading it. Until our peace was broken. We're talking disorderly conduct. My peace was broken when someone told me that what I was doing was illegal. When both you and I know it's not. Now, they don't have to want us in that office. That's fine. They can restrict us from that office. But they have to do it by.
They can't call people like yourself to come and violate us and throw us out of a.
They have behavior that escalates to that.
They have to demarcate it. And our behavior hasn't changed.
Dude, your buddy came in here, escalated. He's still escalated. The only reason he's not yelling down there is because he's talking with his best friends. You know what I mean?
Really, it's a really
you guys
peaceful
are all like that.
Tuesday morning right now, and it still can be that way, correct?
We've not changed.
Okay.
What did I?
If you
Really?
so if I walked into that office and she said, "Oh, I don't like your cross. You got to leave." That'd be a different story, right?
We didn't.
It's not a private business. You can't
I
decide.
didn't observe what happened before we got here. We were called
And
here.
he started barking. I want you out of the office.
that's-
Why are you filming me? Why?
That's part of our job. To protect the town.
I
We get
understand.
hired to do
I don't disagree. If you have a call, you need to respond to it, because what happens if you say, "I think that call's stupid. It's probably just bogus." Then you don't go. Then something terrible happens. You always have to go. So I'm not against cops. I'm not. I got friends that are cops. I got a friend that's a police captain. Okay? There is some sort of misunderstanding which I'm thinking should and can be rectified. All I'm saying is, because I've been the same since I came here, is that
My question here is like, what are you guys looking for a resolution here? Like, how are we going to end this whole thing?
well, now I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing, because I've been honest and forthright since I came in here. I'm going to ask for a records request. I'm going to fill a records request. I'm going to get video footage that the young lady in there took and that the selectmen took, because they created, even though it's on their personal phone, they created a public record. So I'm going to request that. And then I'm going to continue to take pictures and not interact with anybody unless they interact with me. Because I have 3,000 videos on the internet, Corporal. There is not one time I've went up and spoken to someone until they've spoken to me first. And I'm always polite. Because I feel the situation's been pretty tense, right? High tensions. And I have not changed whatsoever. I'm not shaking. I clearly do this for a living. I'm very comfortable. I'm at ease, even when I'm being threatened with arrest for no reason. Now, I understand it's a small town. You guys see people you look at and you clearly think, like, these guys don't look like they're from around here. And you want to protect your own. And I can appreciate that.
You're making assumptions here.
I think we all made assumptions. I think that's how this day started. All I want to do is
This day started nice and peaceful.
It did for us too. It did for us too.
Yeah, but do you guys have an agenda? I think you come here with an agenda.
Just to take pictures of the offices in the building and then to leave. That's the agenda.
Is your ultimate agenda to like get somebody on video doing something that they to get a rise out of someone,
No.
put it on your video,
Absolutely not.
and then get 1,000 likes or whatever.
Absolutely not. Listen, I can tell you one thing. My channel is way too large to need a reaction from somebody. I got 250,000 followers.
Okay.
I don't need to get you or anybody else to flip out to make my video a video. People choose to follow me because they enjoy my commentary. They enjoy what I like to see through my lens. Bottom line is that you can't tell somebody, if you're sitting in that desk with that young lady and this gentleman comes in, seems like a nice gentleman, he walks in, he says, "Hello, Corporal, I'd like to fill out some paperwork today." You invite him in. Sit down, please sit at the table, do whatever you need. And then I come in. "Good morning, Corporal." You say, "Sir, with the camera, I'm gonna need you to step out." Then it's a public forum. You've allowed him in, but I'm not allowed in simply because I have a camera. Or we'll say simply because I have a cross, or simply because of my sexual orientation, what have you. You can't protect one class over another. That's what I'm explaining to you. That is a traditional public forum, unless, Corporal, it's demarcated as limited public, where it says open to appointment only, open by invitation only. And then you're able to say, "I choose to let this kind gentleman in. I choose not to let you in because you have sensitive documentation which we need to protect." They did it wrong. They didn't demarcate correctly. Sergeant, I'd like to have a conversation with you. I've had a very nice conversation with this corporal here. And I think things got started off very much so heightened, right? Because my attitude since I was here has not changed.
Well, you elevated yourself towards me when I was trying to give you the instruction,
Well,
and that
right.
caused me to have to elevate
And
myself.
I told you that I was. Let me explain to you what I was telling him, and you tell me if you think that I'm wrong, because I think you have a very specific understanding of what it is people like myself do. You have a small town to protect, right? You have a call, you must respond to it. I don't disagree with that. I think law enforcement is necessary. I don't have a problem with police. That is a private office, or so the argument would be. Okay.
Yep, it is.
So there needs
And let me tell you how I define that
Sure.
on my side of things.
Sure.
If it is a doorway that can be locked, that is not
You guess.
I'm talking to him. You can continue.
okay. That's my name.
I'm trying to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce
It's
it.
Adenolfo.
Adenol.
Yeah. So if it's a doorway to an office where someone conducts their business that can be locked, then that is where your abilities have to stop. You can be anywhere in a common area. I have no problem with that. That's what I've been doing, is explaining to each one of our employees down here that yes, you are allowed to be here. You are allowed to be in all the common areas. You are allowed to ask questions.
Let me finish.
But if a locked, secured office with sensitive information for whatever they do, that can contain people's names, address, phone
sensitive
numbers,
information
dates of
that needs
birth,
to be
social
otherwise
security
protected.
numbers.
I understand that.
Right.
Listen, I'm
Because
not,
you never know what any of these people
we're
have.
on the same page.
Yeah.
My method is not the end result. It's how we're getting there. Now, can you hear me out for a second? Thank you, I appreciate it. My only argument is here, right, is that door is not demarcated. So, right, now normally when you look at state legislature and they talk about locked doors, they specifically talk about keypad or key card access, because there wouldn't be keypad or key card access to wherever the general public would be allowed. So that's where the conversation got started in 2019 about locked doors. However, they explained to me that they normally have people from the community into that office to conduct business, right? So traditionally, that is considered a public forum. A limited public forum or a non-public forum is if they have a sign that says, employee access. She told me I'm allowed in that office, but I would have to shut off my camera. So she's agreed that it's public, and that was my only problem. Okay. And I would have been willing to shut the thing off, but you're telling me it's like saying I have a cross on. Yep. This fine gentleman can come in to sit down and fill out his paperwork. That's okay. Corporal's got some work to do here today. Come on in, check out the calendar. You, sir, you can't come in because you have a cross. You, sir, you can't come in because you have a camera. You're protecting one class over another. If it said, you know what a great way to keep it up to their discretion? By appointment only, by invitation only, sign right on the door. Because at that point they can say, well, Sergeant Adinolfo, unfortunately, you didn't make an appointment today and we don't want the cameras in here, so why don't you give us a call and we'll let you know when is a good time and the appropriate manner for you to enter this office. Right now, that is still a public office until they demarcate it.
Okay, so that's something you'll have to take up with town's council, town's attorney. You can ask them for that information.
Why would we want to take anything up with anybody in this town?
Because our town
Because
attorney,
you just told us as a smart ass when you was all escalating, when you first showed up, you said, this is the town manager, he's gonna handle it. You know, you made yourself look so dumb, right? Because you're
if you want to take that tone and insult me, I'm gonna escort you out and I'll continue my conversation with this gentleman.
Oh, see, because you're a tough guy, and it's not a tone.
I'm
This
not.
is the way
I'm
I
letting
always
you
talk.
know that when I got
You
called-
are the tough guy of the neighborhood.
So
If you
you
want
see
me,
what
I'll
you're
be
talking
outside.
here.
He has, listen,
I understand.
I'm speaking to you the way
You and I are
that
having a good conversation.
we are, and he's choosing to use his First Amendment right to speak to you. Listen, we all have our own way that we choose to redress our grievances.
So obviously he's leaving, but to touch on what he was saying, so the reason that we came down and had to address things the way we did is our town attorney, our town administrator had made the phone call. I didn't receive the phone call. The information I got was that there were a couple people in here being hostile and aggressive and refusing to leave, and she was feeling threatened.
Can I?
So-
And I'm happy
so
to
that's
hear.
why.
I'm going to shut
So
off my camera. I just want to show you because there's a stigma out there, and I feel that I've been very professional with both of you.
Yeah, no,
officers.
and you're being great now, and I appreciate this conversation. Your buddy, unfortunately, you may want to separate from him because he seems to.
Listen, we all choose to talk in our.
But I know
in our
that you're
own
going to
ways.
make
But
headway with us.
that's what I try to do. That's why I've got so many followers. And you know what? I've
Let
taken.
me just
And I'll
finish
tell you
up.
one thing.
Yeah.
I am planning to be arrested today. I am going to go back in that office until there's a sign put up. I'm still going to be cordial with you. It's just, I have not lost a case. I've been arrested 12 times on this argument. I've won 12 out of 12. I currently get the Boston PD settling with me right now, and I don't do this for money because I don't ask for money.
Yep.
I've never sued someone for money. I only ask for institutional change. I want to show you, they said I was hostile, and I just want to show you how I
Well, that's what the call came.
approached.
Okay, you're fine right now. I have no issue, like I said. Until there's clarification from the town's attorney that says, the premise I'm operating on is if the office door is lockable, that's where the public domain ends without having the authorization of the person occupying the office to come in. So at that point,
Well, that door is lockable, and I'm not trying to mince words with
right,
words
but-
here. I'm just saying
but we
that
open
door is.
that for the public. So that's for the building security. So obviously at night when business is closed.
I understand what you're saying,
and no
and
one's around,
I
we
understand
lock
that you've
those
been
doors.
given this. First of all, I just want to show you because you got a call saying that we were very aggressive. I'd like to show you how I came in,
Sure.
if you don't mind.
No, reported by
Right.
anybody.
But do you see me being aggressive? And when she said you couldn't record me, that was my moment. If I'm looking for a reaction, if I'm trying to be aggressive, Sergeant, that's my moment to jump right on top of her and rip her apart. And I did not. I was very kind. I explained to her that I was fine. And then I continued that behavior until you showed up. right? And I understand that you have.
Right, and all I wanted you guys to do is just.
What if I show you the state statute saying right now in the state of New Hampshire that the only way that you can keep someone out of a public office is by demarcating it?
That would be something I would refer.
Would you still be willing to arrest me on if I show you the case law?
I would refer you to the town's attorney. I would.
But if I show you that case law before I walk into that office, would you still arrest me? Oh, yeah, of course. Then
that is what they're doing. So everybody.
Then that's fine.
Because he's a dangerous son of a gun.
They're locking their doors, and then they're going to have to talk to the town's attorney
So they're gonna shut down
to
the town.
determine
And
what they need to.
they're putting you in a and listen, they're putting you in a bad light. The reason they're putting you in a dangerous situation is because had I decide to stay in that office and you arrested me, it would be without question, because 3 of my cases are from New Hampshire, for the same thing, it would be without question a case that I'm winning. It wouldn't even be something where I'd have to take in front of it. Let me tell you how the other 12 went. I file my notice of intent. Immediately, the district attorney says, in the best interest of justice, we're unable to pursue these charges as there is no probable cause or reasonable articulable suspicion to believe that the burden has been met. And then I file a letter of intent with the county. And then on a state level, I would file a suit against the police department and the police officers for the negligent supervision and inaction of duty. And then I'd file a suit on the federal level for the violation of my civil rights for a 1983 USC. And then they would settle very, very quickly. And then I would come back here. And by that time, there would be signs on the offices. But in the meantime, I'd have to have gone to jail. You guys have a personal mark on your record, and then the gap widens. Then you're less willing to speak to me. I'm way less willing to speak to you. There's a way that we can do this.
Okay. So what is your goal for today?
My goal is very, very simple. I wanted to take pictures of everything in the building without incident, without speaking to anybody. And now the offices are closed, so I'm absent my ability to do that, which is something I'm going to have to take up.
So yeah, you can file. So the address here is 5 East Main Street.
I have it written down. Thank you. Would you be willing to open each door and just let me just pan my camera? That's all I'm looking for. I saw that woman was speaking to someone. I could have gone right up to her and been like, I have every right to be here. And you know what? Even if you still arrested me, I still would have been right. I choose to do this the right way.
So let me do this. Let me go talk to her, and let me see if any of my select board members are here.
She doesn't even have to be in the office.
Well, what I'll do is I'll make sure that there's nothing that has anyone's like social security numbers, any
Perfect.
information that could be that. Let me check with each one.
Perfect.
And then what we'll do is I'll take you for a tour.
That'd be wonderful.
If you want to be cordial, you can join him.
Cordial? You're the one that wasn't cordial, Sarge. Seriously, you want me to play back the video?
So
and show
I will
you?
absolutely.
He has the right to speak to you however he chooses.
I will absolutely. I'm glad to work with you. What's your name?
My name is Josh.
Josh, I'm Joe.
It's nice to meet you, Josh.
All right, give me a second. Let me.
Sure.
Let me check on that, and I will.
And then before I leave, I would like to turn in a records request. If, in the interest of making things easier, for people not to freak out, I'd be happy to turn it into
I
you.
don't know if they have.
She came up, but I don't think she wanted to interrupt us while we were speaking, because she came up with some papers and a pen. Are you a selectman? No, you're just a concerned citizen?
I don't know if they have a pre-done form. You may have to.
Just a piece of paper is fine, yeah. No worries. How are you today, sir?
I'm okay.
Nice to meet you.
Figure out what's going on.
So we're just in here taking pictures. I think that when we came in, there was a very specific disposition of what our agenda might be.
Okay.
And then I think as time goes on, people realize we're not violent, we're not rude.
Escalated too quick to the police. Is that what you're
They
thinking?
called and told the police that we were in here, being threatening and loud and all that stuff. And I just played the video for the sergeant. And as I'm sure you could hear, I was nothing but polite.
Yeah. Okay. I was outside talking to the other gentleman,
Yeah,
so I didn't hear.
but where'd you get the hat?
Nashville.
Did you? You stay in Nashville?
No, my daughter did.
Did she?
took
Lived
care
or
of her dog.
vacationed?
I'm sorry.
Lived or vacationed?
Vacation. Yeah.
Well, I was in Nashville and Memphis 7-8 months ago.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You know what sucks though? It's Nashville is such a tourist destination. It's hard to find good barbecue.
Do you know what
Really?
that is?
In Nashville, yeah.
Okay.
Did you go off, like,
hear me
even if
out.
you
I
go
rocked-
the back off the main strip? and
No,
everything?
no, no. You go off the main strip and you start to go, believe it or not, to the gas stations. Then you start. Have you ever been heard of Buc-ee's?
Feel like we did a good job.
Buc-ee's is a gas station, huge, one of the largest gas station chains in the world, but world renowned for their barbecue. And you never know, like you wouldn't guess it.
You wouldn't know
right?
it.
No, but it's fantastic. So if she's out there, tell her to try Buc-ee's. But I'm a big whiskey. I like Maker's Mark.
Oh, yeah?
Maker's. Do you like Maker's Mark?
I'm
Like-
more of a tequila guy. frankly.
Tequila? Okay.
Yeah,
See,
but-
I like tequila, but tequila has a bone to pick with me.
Why? Because
I don't know. Kicks my ass every time. I don't know what the chip on the shoulder is, but it's
well,
existence.
it's different out than regular alcohol, right? So it affects alcohol affects you differently, right? Beer,
Right.
wines, and spirits has a different.
All hits different parts in your brain, different receptors,
Exactly.
which I don't.
So tequila doesn't slow you down as much.
Seriously.
Like wine slows your reactions.
Yeah, but tequila for some, it always makes everyone, not everyone, but for the most part, you get a little crazy angry on tequila. And I get like, I'm a very calm dude,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't want to have.
Energy to me.
I got a lot of energy because I'm used to doing this for long periods of time.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to go find me one of those hats.
Yeah, no, hey, listen, I'm a kind of old school guy, like my hat says here too.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I like simple. I like laissez-faire, small government.
Yeah.
the whole thing. But
I
we all
agree.
need it too, right? Like we need government. Maybe we need 7
I don't
billion
disagree.
employees.
I don't
We
disagree.
need law and
Limited.
order,
So
right?
you're probably a conservative.
Yeah.
As am I.
Yeah.
As am I. I actually ran for office in the last town that I lived in. I think that those people that would argue anarchy, I always give this as an example. After what happened to George Floyd happened, we had the ability to take care of ourselves as a country, start making our own businesses, protecting our neighbor, being our brother's keeper, thriving, creating our own interests, and we started raiding mom and pop's liquor stores and stealing from, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work because even though we separated from England, we still want to have someone to lead us. But it needs to be much more. And I agree with you.
You know, that's a big nut to crack. Right?
Like the president is in office, regardless of who won, and there's still votes coming in. It came down to an electoral college vote, right? The popular vote is never the deciding factor in the election, and it should be. You know, I believe that.
But in this case, one person won it all, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty clear. This
Which
case,
is,
but in
they were
other
calling
cases-
that 50-50, and he won by landslide, huh?
You're sure? I'm not sure how old you are, but if
37.
Okay, the Bush. You remember the Bush and Gore election?
Yes.
So if you go back, that was decided only within 500.
Kevin Ferrier.
500 votes. Right? That's all that was decided. in.
Really?
Yeah. Go back and look. 5 weeks after. Right?
Sutton Police, okay.
5 weeks after, it was only 500 votes.
See, I watched that election. I don't remember if I watched it. I was very young. I know that I remember it being Al Gore. Even the Republicans and Democrats my family knew were like, this guy is the worst of the worst. Like, what a tree hugger this guy is. So, but you know, we're not here to cause any strife. I'm gonna go check in with them and see where we're at. A whole bunch here. Excuse me, Chief.
No, that's Bradford.
Oh, okay. I saw the stars.
There's no argument on that. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's clear cut as can be.
I just had to tell them we're all set.
I saw the stars, and I'm pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah, that's Chief Shaughnessy from Bradford. No, I wasn't answering my radio for dispatch. They didn't know what was going on. So this is-
Those dang auditors got you. But you
So-
locked up in a trunk.
I discussed it with the town administrator and 2 of the select board members. Unfortunately, they just basically said everybody right now is locked in their offices. They're gonna leave it like that. I'm more than happy to take a tour of all the common areas, video whatever you would like. Obviously, we'll start here. So this is the main entrance where everybody usually comes in. We have postings all over for various information. This is our town administrator's office. She kind of assists the select board.
And you know what? Can I give you just to let them know?
Yeah.
This door has a swing door, right?
So this is a very old building, so.
Right, no,
this-
but that's perfect. That's helpful for them. Assistance at counter. That's considered a counter. It's a split door and it has an edifice.
Okay.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, I remember those when I was a kid, because I mean.
because like the next question is like, right, like what if I decided to, which I'm not, like my camera is 100 times zoom. It's the newest, most expensive camera on the market. There's nothing I can't pick up right from here with my camera.
Yeah.
So the
That's
argument, the argument is like, you can't trespass my eyes. There's no expectation of privacy in public. It's not demarcated. And if I sued you guys, right, who gets hit? The taxpayers. So really, most people think like, oh, you guys don't pay taxes. I pay a fuck ton of taxes, right? I have to pay for that. It's much easier if I sit down, I have a cordial conversation with you, and I try and figure out how to, make everybody's understanding a little bit better.
So like I started, so this is like the general entrance. Most people come in, that's our town administrator. She handles most of the stuff, assisting the select board with all that stuff. She's who any of the different departments go through if they need to get certain permission for stuff or file any paperwork. So this is all our informational board, directions to the various offices, more pamphlets here.
Can I get a piece of paper? Is there any office right now that's open that way?
Yeah, they're gonna do a records request. The lady that was downstairs in the assessor's office,
I'll check.
she's getting paper for us to fill it out.
Okay, I'll see if there's a, perfect.
Yeah.
Have my computer.
And
A form is that what
Yeah.
it says?
Yeah.
With the
All the
list.
91A.
My lawyer needs for you.
Okay, great.
Okay, yeah. You should think before you come in.
Upton
like that.
Hatfield represents the town, so.
Yeah, well, it ain't gonna be decided by your town. It's gonna be decided
Thank
by
you.
somebody outside your town, buddy. So guess what?
No, listen, and
the little security blanket ain't gonna be there.
and he
when it comes
speaks
to the
the way
town.
that he wants, but
Yeah, that's fine.
legally he's not wrong as far as what's happened here today.
fine.
And you did. The other thing is you need to willfully violate my rights, right? If your argument is, well, this is what they told us, this is my education,
Yeah.
then your qualified immunity it can't be pierced, right? Because you have to go and say, you know what, I know that they can be in there, and I'm going to make sure I kick them out anyways. I'll threaten them with arrest, whatever. You came in and you said, you can't, this is what I've been told. So the question on that front is, well, now less it's a town issue where you're personally liable. Now it's more a federal issue and the supervision of the town.
Because like I said before, the call that came in was our town administrator had called directly. I did
And she-
not field the call.
and she lied,
She was feeling
which
threatened,
was-
and there were two people in here being
Which
hostile.
is another issue because you guys are going to
So-
respond accordingly.
And initially, and again, my purpose was, all I wanted you to do was just vacate her office, so we can have a
I
conversation.
had someone,
sure we did.
I had someone call and say to the
Right,
police.
Because that's her personal area, and that is
Well,
her private
it's
area.
not her personal
You're
area.
wrong.
Well,
You can't
that'll
tell
be
the
something you'll have to
person's
take
area.
up with the town and
We'll-
the,
we'll-
and I did
we'll-
tell
we'll
them about the
debate it.
sign.
We'll
So
debate
the
it.
select board will check on it.
This
So,
guy's a real jerk.
this office
Look
right
at this.
here,
He makes
she
himself look like an
handles,
idiot. The
the
longer and
administrative
longer this
assistant to the
video
select board,
plays,
she handles all the
he's still
organizing
trying
of
to,
what the select board does, getting the meetings organized,
compensate on why he
all of the
came in here,
information,
barreling down.
and things like that.
False. How
So
about
in
you
here,
arrest the person
our
that made
auditorium,
the
we host
false
public events in here, all of our voting takes place in here, town meetings, everything. They do seasonal stuff, coming up soon, they'll be loaded with Christmas trees in here, kids do decorate.
See, this would have been so nice, Saj.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
This is ultimately what I was trying to
this
get to,
would
but
have
again,
been.
I have to operate on the information
Right.
that I'm
Listen,
given.
I had a guy in
And this is-
Indiana. I had this, and I was carrying it like that. He called out there. I think it was whatever enforcement. They come AR-15s. Get on the fucking ground, I'm about to get shot. Hands so we can see him. They called and said I had a rifle, and the cop was like, "Dude, I'm so fucking sorry. I did not know that's the call that we got. You guys had to respond accordingly, and I understand that. I also think that." They're putting you guys in danger too. Like someone should call and say it is what it is. There's guys in here, they're being polite. We don't like them with a camera. Because then you're gonna respond much differently than you are. There's a lady alone in her office and there's these two weirdos acting crazy. Right?
Which essentially is what we got.
Exactly. So
But, so
they
yeah,
need to report responsibly.
So that is, that's a big auditorium area. We obviously comply with the elevator right there to get to the various floors. Town clerk's office, registering vehicles, boats. I think they do OHRVs. Yeah, she's.
So would this be one of the offices where they would ask us not to enter with a camera?
That I don't.
Because then my question
So-
is like, how do you go in and do your business? Do they sit you out here? But the next thing is like, But then Joe Schmo comes in, like, and that's what I'm just for you to have a conversation later. I'm not trying to beat the horse. It hasn't had a pulse for 20 minutes.
That I don't know. So I mean, she does. Our town clerk does many different things.
Right, yeah, because it's a public there's a conversation, it'll get rectified, and thankfully it was me that came in. And it's not going to bankrupt you.
Yeah, and I told them about your signage and whatnot, so I mentioned that to the TA and a couple of the select board members. Obviously, that's something for them to look into. I said, this is something you guys are going to need to look into.
If your select board would like to, since he kind of has something to do with policy, if he'd like to take 5 minutes to speak with me before I leave, because the way that I would address this is beyond legal, I would be coming to the town meeting. And when I come with 250,000 followers, and it's standing room only, and there's, you're going to have to be outside directing traffic. Instead of bringing it to a mass, where now I'm addressing a town council and everything, I'd be happy to speak with him for just 5 minutes and see if there's a way that he and I can work together, or I can help him. I'll even give him access to my council to help him do that. If he's up for it. If he's not, it's not. I'll just come to the town meeting. But I plan to come to every town meeting.
Put that in your request, and all our select board members are listed on the website, Harry, Michael, and Faith. So you can absolutely put that.
Because it's like they're playing a stupid game and they're going to win a stupid prize.
Bathroom, so we'll get away
Oh.
from that door.
All right,
We have a couple bathrooms, elevator there, a secondary exit for people to use on the side here. So opens up.
All right, perfect. Assessing is downstairs. I need to fill out something there anyways.
Yeah, this is land use assessing. I don't know if she's still here. She's also a volunteer medic on our fire department, so she's in there.
Oh, what was her name?
Her name's Liz. Do you want to know?
Liz, can I get the form, Liz? Thank you. Yeah, I think she just had like a paper or something for me.
This is.
Yeah, this is the young lady that said she'd provide the paper for me.
Do you have a form?
The 91A?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so it's
Just a piece of paper is fine, and pen. I appreciate it. Thank you. She invite me in?
You want him to come in? Okay.
See, she's very kind. She originally had...
Beyond me, so.
No, that's fine. She originally had let me in. She's very, very kind, and I think she understands. I appreciate your professionalism. Thank you very much. Is it Liz or Lynn?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Thank you very much.
And so you just give that to me. I have 5 days to
Yes,
render
ma'am.
whatever.
Do you know the name of the young lady that works as the administrative assistant in that town manager's office there that I first encountered?
Kathy, yeah.
Is it Kathy? I'm not looking to throw her under the bus. I just need it for the records request because I'm going to be asking for something of hers. That's all.
Actually,
Thank
can you
you.
write down Kathy's name with proper spelling? Do you want the 3 select board members?
No, I just need the gentleman that was upstairs today. I believe his name was Alay, maybe. I think that's what his name tag said. The gentleman that was there filming.
What I think.
Oh, that's one of our select board members.
Right.
That's Harry.
Harry. Okay.
Harry.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess we can just give them the name. I know they're on the website, but if you can just write down their names, it's public knowledge. So.
Okay.
I don't know if this is the best way or not to get that education out about First Amendment.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's your opinion, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
She was getting the names for me?
Yeah, she's gonna write them all down in proper spelling. So.
Thank you.
It's a French. It's Fernet.
I asked
couldn't
because
even think how to
I would have
spell it.
butchered your name, so that's why I asked. See, let me ask you a question. Am I who you thought I was going to be when we had our first initial interaction when you walked in the office?
No, and like I said, I mean, I've had interactions.
I'm gonna pause it for a second, guys.
With large protests, it would take up
Board member.
Yeah, I need to do that too, but look at this guy.
Hey, you know what I'll do? I'll split the paper right in half with you so we can both
Look at this guy's protection
get
right
it
here.
filled out.
No matter what, Judge, these guys are all together tight knit, you know what I mean? They're like a little gang.
No, I wish.
And this guy's the
How do you
leader
know
right
that
here.
though? How do you know that? You're making a blanket statement. How do you know that?
It's not a blanket statement. You're an ass kisser, period.
Here's for you.
Just please. I'm done
that way we
talking
don't have
with
to
you.
try
I
and-
wanna hear from
But you're
you.
making sta- I
You're gonna
understand you're
get
making
on my bad
statements for
side.
show. I
Please don't
understand
get on
that.
my bad
That's-
side like
that's
this guy's
fantastic.
already on my bad side.
But you're throwing
Okay.
out statements that have no validity to them.
Yeah, okay.
Liz, what's that call?
And everything you say is making sense.
Okay.
For the
It is.
for the
In my
police
world,
side,
it
for the
is.
police side, right.
For my own
Blue
personal
line
side.
gang, blue line gang.
No?
Like I said,
Just doing a job.
ignorance is on the stairway.
Since you're going on the call,
Yeah.
where should I leave these with their requests?
These guys aren't unbelievable.
all I
We don't
need is-
police like this. We don't need officials in
I
this place
just
like
need
this.
it date stamped and he can give it to me, or he
Do you
can
want
give
me
it to,
Give it to Judy upstairs?
yeah,
Oh, all right.
any town official can take them.
All right, so I'll give them to Judy so she can date stamp them,
I
and
would
then
definitely do.
she'll leave it.
And I know you have to leave on an emergency call. Thank you for your service.
Hold on.
I would like.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
20 West Main Street, right in the Pine Grove Cemetery, 457.
Okay, yeah.
Not coming through?
Let me
Oh,
just
there we
share
go.
it with you so you can pass it
Hold on.
along to her. I know she's got an emergency.
What do you need?
I'm just trying to hear what the call is. Just wanna make sure it's not an accident or something.
Hey, you know where you'd be a good cop? Huh? Down in the cities.
I hate
Because
the
you
cities.
got that attitude of a city cop out here in the country. You know why?
So you're
Because you
Sir, you're trying to antagonize him. We
perfect.
understand what you're doing.
I'm talking to him. Mind your business, buddy. Okay?
Yeah,
Just
you
shut
just
your
don't need
face
to
and
be
mind your
rude either,
business,
right.
bro.
Okay, I get it.
Okay, I'm trying to
You
tell
wanna
this
be
guy.
rude,
I'm trying to
you're trying to
educate
egg
this
him
guy
on.
so he don't end up like this again. Okay? You need to be more cordial with the public. Okay? It wasn't a call for a gun. Okay? It was a disorderly. It was a false call to begin with, and you showed up. Guns are blazing, not your guns, but in your mind, your mouth, and your hands ready to cuff somebody and throw them in jail for nothing. You know what I mean? Under threat of arrest. You can't do that, dude. And I'm gonna make sure you stop doing it. He's already told me it's been 20 years or so you guys been on the force, okay? So you guys been running this shit town the way you guys wanna run it for 20 years, unlawfully, unconstitutionally, and threats. You know, I just like to know how many threats, how many arrests you got, which I'll find out. I'll go down and FOIA request all that shit, and I'll find out all your
Hey,
information, and I'm gonna
he was
post it all over
very, he was
YouTube.
very open. He said that the call he got was not what he arrived to, and
Well, but that's not the way he acted, right? He threatened our freedom, dude. And that might be okay by you, but it's not okay by me. He gets paid off the taxpayer. Look at he's laughing over there. It's funny, right, to you? Because you're a piece of crap, bro.
Listen,
That's it. You're a piece of crap in my mind. You'll never be nothing better than that. But something that comes out of my ass. What's the guy's name and everything? I know the names here.
this is the lady that took the video of us that works in the town admin office.
So her title is town administrator.
Oh, that lady was the town administrator.
She is the town administrator.
Oh, I
And
didn't know
Harry
that.
is chair of the select board.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good to go. And since there's no one else here, I'd like to offer it to you, just for the purpose of the records request. They took video footage, and I'm not asking you to arbitrate it, but they took video footage of their personal phone while in their capacity, so that counts as a public record. So I'm just offering, for legal purposes, a verbal cease and desist for the destruction of that video or that photographic evidence, because it's now part of a records request. So I have to offer that.
So what I will tell Harry is I will tell him to preserve the video and send to town council, which last I knew was up to Hatfield.
They can arbitrate it.
Yeah.
I'm required to let him know that's part of a records request and that it needs to be preserved.
Yeah, I will. I'll tell him that, and like I said, I'll tell him to make sure town council gets it. They can preserve it, however, town council has it.
Perfect.
So what I'm going to do is we'll finish this once he's done. We'll finish the tour. I will get those date stamped, and I'm going to give you guys photocopies back, so you have record for yourself that says this is what I turned in. Here's the date stamp to prove that I turned it in.
Excellent.
So. We're still out. Does that medical call require our attention?
I just told him that we were all set for now.
Yeah, try to just see if they can tell you what the medical call is, just in case it's something.
You got your email?
That's one, huh?
You got your email?
Yeah.
Okay, she doesn't believe so.
That's mine. I just did that one.
Okay, that's for, is that for the other one?
That's photo and video of Frenette and the select board. Both people.
Okay, so I can put both of them on here?
Did they say they're all
He says,
consultants?
Catherine.
we don't need.
Okay.
Yeah, FRENETT.
Is it emergency medical cemetery?
I think catch the location.
Yeah. Our radios are busy. We got County West, which is our side of the channel, County East, which is the other side of Merrimack County, the fire channels. We scan New London State, so it's like listening to the radio.
You gotta
You gotta be,
departments.
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta be pretty attentive. So
I gave him the
Right.
verbal, so I just write any cell phone or video footage, and then you can just CC good citizen record requests. Make it easier for
Is
you.
if there's a large emergency, do you go on a certain channel then?
S-
Across
I-
town or with the state police?
if there was, yeah, if there was something major, we have designated channels that anyone coming in from around can go on, so we can have clear communication.
Where they can change it
That's
as
what I'm
well.
saying. Like,
Yeah, because like some is on New London's dispatch, completely different dispatch. So if they come here to help us, or we go there to help them, we usually switch. We'll switch to New London's dispatch,
serious problem.
and then let them know, hey, we're on your channel.
Yeah.
And I explained
And
that
like
to
if they come, they
You know,
do
it's
the
like-
same thing. Like, hey, county, I'm on your channel to assist Warner, sometimes Bradford, whatever.
Sometimes I'm just like, you can't teach them.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
This guy.
a lot going on, not a lot of us around.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, you still have the open position too, right?
Yeah, we still have one open position, but
All right, that sounds like for me, man.
Good?
Yep.
yeah.
Whose pen?
That's.
I'll leave it. I
assessment.
can.
Oh, man.
Alright, so.
I'm gonna keep this. I'll hand off that to you. This is just the names of
Yeah, one
that are
pen.
provided. No, it's fine, thank you.
All right, so
All right.
we'll conclude this in the meeting room. So this is where select board meetings come or occur. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Layout kind of changes depending on the meeting and whatnot. It is budget season, so there's a lot of roundtable discussions. That is the tax collector's office.
And it brings up another question, like, so how do they get into here? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many questions
So
that
she
are
has her
being.
window. So Kimberly is our tax collector, and I thought she said she had some sort of.
I don't know.
signage
She
here,
does.
'cause-
Town clerk's
Okay.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, we've discussed. There's nothing I really
Yeah.
need to discuss anymore. It's just I'd like to see us now figure this out because the opportunity is here where it doesn't have to get like
well,
people
again,
like
so
you know.
you've got the names of our.
I got that, and
administrators,
yeah, you got the
select
records
board, those are
request.
the people that you would want to go through.
Do you know who their their corporation counsel is?
I believe it's Upton Hatfield. That's who the company or the
Gotcha.
law firm.
Right.
And then I'm not sure if it's just anyone from there or a specific attorney. So those would be, I believe, but you'd have to ask Catherine, because I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
privy to that.
All right, I'll wait out here. Thank you. Oh, she's in here. She could probably. He's in here. You could probably get your copy.
Trying to educate you.
You ain't educating nothing, but your tongue.
Trying to learn from him. He doesn't want to listen.
What's that?
Trying to learn from him. Trying to understand what the accomplishment, right? You got a First Amendment. you
Well,
can
he's,
educate
He
people,
just
right?
said that he was in here, I asked him who he was, he said he's just a town resident.
Yes, he said,
He was
yeah.
in here trying to do town business, but we interrupted him, not the pigs, we did, so I ceased and desist of talking to this idiot, okay, this daring, so don't even waste your time, John, serious.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time, don't waste your time.
Yeah.
They stand together, we stand together, I told
Yeah.
you, don't waste your time with
Yeah.
this idiot.
Yeah.
Well, like a bootleg, I call him.
Hey, listen.
You know? You guys wanna come in here ganging up on the guys with the cameras? Fuck both of yous. And this guy in here. I had enough, man.
That's why I love this country, my man. That's why I love this country. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You can flip the bird to whoever you want.
That's
You can
right.
tell anyone you want to
Exactly.
go pound sand or kick rocks and flip flops. It's a beautiful country.
Fucking sickening, man. They're both passive aggressive bullshit artists right there, bro.
I'm just waiting to get
smoke a cigarette because that's better than, you know, I'd rather kill myself slowly than talk to these idiots.
I gotta grab a records request.
Yeah, me too.
I got the records request. I gotta get a copy of it. So good to go. Sorry?
You have a YouTube channel?
I have a whole bunch of social media channels.
So what's I'm not familiar with you guys specifically.
What's your name? What are you going? You said audit?
I appreciate it, but you'll find out the name of the channel when the video releases.
Oh, okay, but how am I going to find that out though? Like, how would I find
Usually after I drop a video, hundreds of thousands of people see it within the first couple hours, so you'll know. You'll know pretty quickly.
Okay, fantastic.
357.
How often do you put a video out?
Fairly often.
Yeah, every week?
No, every day of the week.
Oh,
every day. It's a full-time job trying to help people.
The select board meeting was going to be at 10. Michael said it was postponed until 11. Are we going to have one at all?
Oh, we'd like to attend. Please do.
I'm not sure about that.
Thanks for the info.
Can you ask someone if there's going to be? I mean, I can keep walking down the street every hour, but it's a waste of my time.
Yeah, it's not fair to her. Sorry about that, miss.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was going to be a select board to redress our grievances right now. That's beautiful. That serves the purpose of, open government. And they certainly can't ask us to leave a select board meeting. So I had planned to go up and get some scenery pictures into the White Mountains today. There's a beautiful spot I wanted to check out. I might have to put that off, knowing that there is a select board meeting that they put on hold just for us. So I didn't know that.
7-mile-an-hour winds.
If it was a little bit colder, I would think that it was going to snow.
I wonder what the topic of the select board meeting is. I need to. Thank you. There's a select board meeting. I didn't realize it's happening in about 5 minutes, so I think I'm going to stay and take part and probably redress during open comment.
Okay. I don't know what is there a posting what the topic is? I don't know what it's about.
I don't know.
They're only going to take comment or anything on what the topic is.
Yeah, but the great part about it is I can pick. So if the topic is the open roadways, I can stop by saying, I drove down the open roadway and then I got to here and then these police officers were given wrong information by the town manager. It's about verbiage. Okay. I didn't realize there was one, but this young lady, she's been waiting to have it and it's kept getting, put off on her.
What is the meeting today?
The select board meeting, it was supposed to be at 10, and then there was a disturbance, and it was postponed until 11, so I came back, because I only just live on School Street.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just trying to find out if there's going to be one today. If there's not, I'll just go home.
Oh, yeah, that I don't have the information on, so unfortunately, if I could answer your question, I would.
I'm Kathy Schoonmaker.
Hi, I'm John.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's cold out. It really is. My hands are cold.
The wind cuts through you. The
It
temperature's
is.
not too bad, but that wind would cut right through you.
Well, at least you're inside where it's warm. That's probably the only plus.
So we have an accident or something, we're out there.
Well, somebody must have been the fire department just went.
Yeah, there's a medical call. Yeah.
Okay.
Is the other gentleman still around, or do you want to take his photocopy for him?
I'll take it for him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where he's gone off to.
That was a cigarette, you said.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever been on this floor. You come for the meetings, you come in, you just go down to the cellar, and that's it.
Oh, voting, you vote in there. That's where voting is.
Oh, yes.
Hello?
Oh, actually, I have it upstairs too. 'Cause I
Counselor.
for the town meeting.
Yes, Warner, New Hampshire. I explained that. I explained that. Sergeant, corporal, and then I believe a sheriff's deputy responded, and then the police chief of Bradford responded. No, there's no signs on any of the, there's no signs. We went into the office. There's no signs on the office. And then they were told us if we didn't leave the office, then would be placed under arrest. No, every office. They asked us to leave the town administrator's office. Now every office is closed, but yes. I love extra. Okay. All right, thank you.
Take a walk anytime, day or night.
Bye-bye.
It's just a nice little thing. Stay a nice little town.
So as I upload the video, so when I stopped the last video to show them the video, it automatically uploaded to my OneDrive. So my civil attorney, he looked at the video. He's like, "That just happened?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Where are you?" And Warren. He goes, "There's no." He goes, "Warner, there's no demarcations on the door." I said, "No." And he said, "So what?" I explained to him what happened. He's like, "Oh man, oh man."
That guy right there.
He's like, you know what he said? He goes, "You ever hear?"
He's gonna learn, man. The hard way.
He said, "You ever hear about the candy bar?" He said, "What's your favorite candy bar?" I said, "What?" He said, "It should be $100,000 because that's easy how much you can get out of these guys." Appreciate it, man.
Good.
There's a town meeting right now if you want to stay. We're just waiting to find out if it's been extended.
Good citizen, that one would be
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
That one would be yours. That's your copy of the date timestamp.
So I appreciate it. I want to let you know, I just got off the phone, because when I stopped to show you my video, like to show you that we weren't, being disorderly or anything, they automatically upload to Microsoft OneDrive. He's my civil attorney. He's rated top 10 in the country. He reviewed the video, and he contacted someone from the New Hampshire's Chief of Police Bureau or something like that. You guys,
Police Association.
Is that a thing? Okay. Yep. Contacted one of the chiefs, and he's on the same page that is absolutely not demarcated. It's public office. And he said, he asked me what my favorite candy bar is. I said, "I don't know." He said, "It could be $100,000 because that's how much it'll cost these guys easy." And I'm not one of those people to go shopping for money.
That's something to take up with the town council. Again, we responded to the call we got. Our town administrator was in her office feeling threatened. 2 individuals were in there.
It is what it is.
You've refusing to leave, and that's what
you've explained it. We'll go from
that's the call that came in.
Go out my car and write up a new tag for you and put it on your shirt. Failings police. Learn something, bro. Do the law. Not your attitude.
Do you know if the select board meeting is still on? If it's been rescheduled?
I have no idea what they're doing.
Okay, who would I talk to find? It would take place downstairs in that meeting that we walked through. All right, so we'll just hang around. We'll wait to see.
There's only one here right now, so I have no idea if they're going to reconvene or not.
All right, we'll wait it out. We'll wait it out.
He's like a kid, right? That kid is eating the candy jar, right? And gets all chocolate all over his fingers, and then the adult says, "Hey, you were in the candy jar," and he says, "No, I wasn't."
You were in the candy jar.
But he's got chocolate all over his face and hands.
He's like cookies in the cookie jar.
No, it's just he's crazy, man. You can't go around threatening people's freedom and shit because you got a badge. The guy doesn't know how to do his job.
Who are you guys? I'm just curious. I'm Kathy Schoonmaker. I'm one of the town residents.
Nice to meet you. We're just 2
Are you with
journalists.
No.
I'm
controlling me.
I'm a journalist, and I came to town hall today with interest in getting pictures and photography
But the only thing
of the building.
to go to
And
jail.
are you from Warner?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah. And then I was threatened with arrest, which for I think what everyone can agree now, including my attorney and at least one chief of police from the surrounding area, that what we did was no crime. So we were threatened with arrest to be jailed for a crime that had not taken place.
And
That's
so then
who we
who are
are
you?
right now.
I'm a town resident, just like you.
Okay. My name's Kathy Schoonmaker.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You're not going to tell me your name,
I'm
are
not gonna tell you my name right now.
you? Okay.
I will later.
All right. I'm just.
I was here for town business.
And
I just
we
walked in
interrupted
and I'm trying to learn from these guys because
No,
they have
yes.
an agenda.
Tell her what you told me. You were here for town business and we interrupted it.
Well, all the doors are locked, right?
Right. You're from not. I didn't
Well,
lock them. Did I lock them? Did you lock them?
To be honest,
You're
and
a
I've been pretty calm, cool, collective.
Yeah.
We did not disrupt anything. This young lady made a false police report to 911,
Yeah.
which the sergeant has now agreed was a completely and totally inaccurate phone call.
I wasn't here then. I
So,
don't know.
so she
I
disrupted
don't-
town business.
I don't
and
know.
was
I
disorderly.
wasn't here then. Right?
Yeah.
I
Well,
wasn't-
I'm just filling you in.
I
because you
just
wanted
came
to
in
know-
way after. I
You
came
wanted to know the
after
agenda,
that,
so.
and that's it.
Yeah. That's the agenda is to not be violated by strangers. Just to be perfectly fair. Like I get up in the morning and I
So
go
did
out.
somebody
and I don't
from
violate
Warner
anyone
ask you to come to town hall and do this?
Excuse me?
Did somebody from the town of Warner ask you to come down here and do this?
Would they have needed to?
I have no idea.
I say yes.
I'm asking.
I say absolutely yes from what I've seen.
I'm just trying to find out why you guys just decided to come in and do this.
I mean, that's
It was just
that's not
arbitrary. You didn't pick another town. You didn't. Why are you here?
because we want to be. Because we're in America, we don't have to check papers and seek permission to go someplace. Especially that one of those places being a public building. I have the right to get up in the morning, right, to walk out
I'm
of
not
my
saying you don't.
to walk out of my beautiful house where my beautiful kids lay their head and walk anywhere I damn well please without any person
I am not saying
threatening
that
me
you
with
don't.
arrest.
I
or
am just
committing
trying to
crime.
figure out why you picked Warner.
Well, I guess if there was a dot on a map, right, and I was to throw a dot at it, I mean, I must have blind dumb luck. Because the one place I decided to come to engage in my constitutionally protected activity, I was threatened with arrest for no crime that took place. So the next select board meeting can be, is this guy nice enough to not sue us and to work with us, or is he going to get us for like hundreds of thousands of dollars? That should be the concern of the select board meeting.
I don't think that that's going to be the concern of the select board meeting. I think that's going to be concern of the town attorney.
Well, yeah, I mean, the town select board though, they'll have to delegate the funds, see where they want to pull it from. And that's if I'm that guy that wants to take the money from you. I might be willing to say, hey, you guys were uneducated. You can only go off the education that you were given. You were given the wrong information. Now we all have a healthy understanding that you were wrong and I was right, and I'm willing to move forward from that.
Okay,
That could be the case too.
it could be.
It's probably more likely that that's the case.
I suspect that the town is going to ignore this whole thing as hard as they can. Yes.
No.
Well, that's what we're here for, right? Because cameras don't lie, and people, they get pissed off when they see stuff like this.
And so where are you going to publish this?
What just came out of your mouth is, you absolutely know that the town is just gonna take this, crumble it up, and throw it in the thing, right? Well, guess who looks out for the town?
Why
We'll
would they?
bring it to
Why
them.
would they want to
We'll
cost
bring it to the
themselves
higher
hundreds of
up.
thousands
If
of
this
dollars?
town
They don't-
thinks
but
that
they
they're
don't have a-
secure because everybody's gonna lie and work together and bullshit so they can have their town the way they want it,
Man, they
and
don't-
not the way the people want it, it's not gonna work for you.
For all
It's
intents
not
and
gonna work for
purposes,
you, it's not
they
gonna
don't
work
have
for you, it's
a
not gonna
choice.
work for you,
Right,
it's
so
gonna
if-
work for we the people.
In the state of New Hampshire,
They have no
what I would
clue of the
do.
Constitution of any
Well,
civil
that's why-
rights
that's
or
why
anything
I'm-
like
that's
that.
why I'm
So
trying
you're
to-
wasting your breath, Josh. You're
No,
wasting your
but
breath.
it's, you know what? It can fall on deaf ears if we
Wasting your
choose for
breath.
it to be.
I'm
Right?
sorry.
In the state of New Hampshire.
You're gonna
don't-
have,
don't-
wait, no, you need to slow down. I have a hearing deficit.
Sure.
The VA has my hearing aids right now. So you
Sure.
need to slow down. You can't talk both at the same time, or I'm not gonna get anything, okay?
I'm not trying to get anything anyways. I'm trying to give something, ma'am.
Okay, but I'm not
I
going
don't
to
need to-
understand it
I
unless
don't-
you slow
Okay.
down and
So
speak
the-
one at a time.
The town, the town cannot ignore this issue.
Okay,
Because in the state of New Hampshire,
Irony here.
I am able to give them a notice of intent to
okay,
say, these are my allegations, this is what we can substantiate through fact, and this is what we're willing to bring to court on a state level and the federal level. At that point, they have 6 months
okay,
to ignore me. They can do that for 6 months. They can ignore me, or they can sit down and mediate. If they choose to ignore me, at the end of that 6 months, I then am able to go into the Superior Court and file that suit. And at that point, they have to answer to it. And the interesting thing is, this is not something, ma'am, that would ever go to trial. They would settle with me in less than 90 days, the moment we walk into court, because you don't fight a battle you can't win.
okay.
That's silly. So the next conversation would be, what do you want? And then I could say something like, I would like change. I would like to be able to sit down and educate folks and make sure this doesn't happen again. Or on the opposite side of the spectrum, I could say, I want $180,000. And you know what the town would say? No problem, we'll have it to you in 6 months. Because if they went to trial, just my attorney bills would be double that. At that point, it's only about saving themselves as much money as they could. And I feel like $185,000, my attorney already watched the video. He said $100K easy, in and out the door. I have a
feel
feeling
like that's
that was...
just gonna raise our taxes, but okay.
Exactly. So the issue then becomes, right? You don't want that.
From us like this.
So the conversation then turns to, all right, well, who told people they should do that to these guys? Don't be mad at me. Now, the information we're getting is that the town manager is the one that instructed these police officers that these areas aren't public. So it's at her direction that they violated our rights.
May I ask you a question?
Of course.
Which town administrator was it? Was it Kathy Frenette or was it Judy?
Kathy Frenette.
Okay. If she told you that, and I'm not saying that she didn't.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It was because someone else told her that, because Kathy has only been here for 6 months, maybe?
Yeah.
Not long.
That's fair.
And I don't think that she has town administrator experience prior to this. So she's taking all of her information for probably Judy, who is the assistant town administrator, and has been here
Judy
forever.
also came in and backed it. What all I'm trying to explain to you is that the conversation then goes from why did it happen to who allowed it to happen.
Okay.
Like, so, and yeah, I don't want your taxes to raise either. I'm all against the raising of people's taxes. I think they should be kept as minimal as possible. But it's not my fault that they would go higher. Or maybe if I'm nice, I don't go for a monetary gain.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Again, so your point is trying to educate people on a number of things, First Amendment, perhaps, right? So, but do you have like bullet points? You have anything in writing to really summarize to say, hey, we're doing this because we want,
We don't need that. We are independent journalists. We are not the mainstream, and you are an idiot.
Can I finish, please?
Yeah, because what you say is going
So
the other
can
way.
say,
These guys are real bootleggers.
because we can just say, what is you trying to achieve, right? Because you're trying to educate the public. right?
That's why I do what I do. My videos
So is it
are
just your video that's
self-description. Well, I mean, on top of that, I've educated and been contracted to teach at the Secret Service, DEA, Department of Homeland Security, over 200 different local, county, and federal municipal installations where I've given information on how to understand what your rights are and how to best defend it. So,
With all these little fines over here, trying, make sure.
and I think another thing is if they're refusing to have this meeting because we're here and because we want to redress our grievances, then shame on the people that were able to collect votes and then tell their community that they can beat it until they're done
We don't know if there's
hiding.
gonna be a meeting or not. You can't.
Well, they're waiting to see if we leave or not. That's what's happening right now.
I don't know where they're.
And they might as well reschedule because we're not going anywhere. And I don't think that's fair to this young lady.
How come Ask Kisser can go in there?
Oh, that's been,
What's up with that?
that's now been made
everything we're
open to the
talking about,
public, so
because you know
it's-
why? It's a tight net town, right, and all these assholes.
You should call your sergeant back. I'm going in there.
He'll be back soon enough.
He should come now because if you're arresting me, there's no one to control the scene. There's no one to control the scene. And I know you'd like to have 2 officers if there's more than 2 individuals you're interacting with when you'd like to make an arrest. So I'm gonna go into that office.
The town administrator called cops and.
No, we're not gonna go into.
Yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are. Right now. Give me a second just to make some arrangements like the bail and all that stuff, then I'm going right in there.
Yep, let your sides know what's going on.
Well, if you guys hold off, I'll call the Sarge and then we'll have a conversation. How's that sound?
I've held off, man. They just invited someone else into that office.
Yeah, they can't do that shit. That's more discrimination. Well, I wish we had somebody else there with us.
I'm gonna make a quick phone call, make sure that there's bail all set, and then I'm just gonna come back and go right in. Excuse me. And I think that everyone would agree that I've been nothing but professional.
Right.
Same here.
Nothing but kind. So,
Respect is a two-way street, right?
and have I not given you respect?
And I've given you guys respect.
Okay, and now now it's not left up to who hasn't respected the other. Now it's one person who's gonna stand on his rights, and he's gonna see if you're willing to violate them. So he's gone into this public office, I'm going in there next. Let me call and get my bail money squared away. ETA and Sarge?
I'm sorry?
What's that?
ETA and Sarge?
A few minutes, I think.
You know, I think
do me a
the
favor,
point
just
is,
double
like,
lock 'em.
it's just
I got a bad left
document
wrist.
the chapter, right? It's
If you
not
could.
gonna drive things like policy.
We're here to have a
or
peaceful day.
changes,
Me too, sir.
right?
Problem is, you put it
That's a
in
public
the-
office. A member of the public just went in it.
People will
I have every right to go in there, and if I didn't have my camera, they would also let me in.
Well,
And I'm not going to be told that because of one of my God-given unalienable rights that I can't enter some place I have every right to go. And that's not being
What we
unpeaceful.
put on a ballot and how people vote, right? That's what's
Just
going
trying to
on.
have a peaceful day.
Me too, man.
Well, that's why it's like-
I'm-
So a lot of
and
this
that's
stuff
why I made the point
doesn't
of-
have to get to the level
I
that
think
you
should
want
be
it to get
neutral.
to.
I don't want it to get to that
It
level.
can
One
just
way or
be
another, okay, but what-
Sir, I don't-
taken care of in another
Rather
event.
I don't want it to go to that level. I can tell you that between the two of us, I will not be putting my hands on you today.
And if we can use that data as.
And you might be putting your hands on me today.
Then we can
And it
say,
is what it
hey,
is.
based upon
But I'm not going to be the one
It's
that...
definitely not any police officer's preference. I
That's
can
where
tell
our
you that.
position.
I didn't say I think it is.
Rather.
I didn't say I thought that it is.
We don't go to work wishing any of that stuff.
So,
Yeah, I hear you.
that's why.
But you saw this gentleman go in there.
Well, I was at the food.
We were all present for it. Thank you. Huh? I didn't check.
So,
Sarge.
for right now, they've postponed the meeting until further
I
notice.
just,
They haven't
I don't mean to
said-
cut you off. I appreciate it. If you could do me a favor, I feel I've been very kind to you. If you could double lock me, make sure that I get my phone call within a reasonable time while we've been
no
here.
intentions to arrest anybody.
You do.
I have
This,
another call to
this,
head
this
to.
gentleman was able to walk into this public office, and they let him in there to use services. I am now going to do the same thing. I
Well,
understand that you said you were going to arrest me, so
So this is no, the door's locked. You know, I mean, you'd have to forcefully enter it.
oh, they locked it.
So obviously, if you forcefully
Pick-
enter it, you're
picking
doing
and-
damage. So
pick-
that's different.
picking and choosing, man.
So this is what I've been asked to do. So I gave your requests to the TA and the select board member. They've already contacted our town council. It still is Upton Hatfield. The attorney asked if I could get your attorney's information because he said they received a phone call from someone and they want to know if it is your attorney that has already contacted them.
It most likely is.
Well, where are they located? Do you know?
Yeah, they're located in Massachusetts. Licensed to practice in New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Florida, Texas, and Maryland.
Will you give me your name?
Good citizen.
My point exactly. All town residents can.
And I am willing to, I mean, listen, I understand that their offices are private. I'm willing to have a discussion with them, even off camera. If they'd like to have a discussion about what happened here today, I am willing to do that also. I think there's been a massive miscommunication at some point, which I feel I'm doing my very best to understand. I explained to him, he was very nice, I said, I'm just trying to have a peaceful day. And I said, so am I. But one person was allowed to go into an office, and the only reason I'm not is because I'm exhibiting one of my God-given unalienable rights.
So, the best thing I'll advise you go through your attorney for it. Obviously, that's something that's not up to me. I don't have.
Excuse me.
You know, it's outside my realm of where I operate. So, I would just go through your attorney. And obviously, if
So you're
he
gonna
already
take my
reached
rights
out
away
to
from
our
speaking.
council,
No.
they can have their conversation, come to their agreements, and figure it out from there.
I'm gonna be back here in 1 week, and I am going to walk in that office. And I mean, either I'm gonna go to jail, and I'm gonna come out, figuring out what I'm gonna spend that money
As long as
on.
you're not being, again, the call I responded to
I know.
was that my town
I get it.
administrator called to the police
Disorderly, right?
station
Loud, voucher,
and-
tumultuous,
that's out the
disrupting
said that she
government
was- that
operations.
Someone was
I
in there
understand.
and she was feeling threatened. There were two people she didn't know.
That's
They
out
had no
the
business.
window, bro. That's
And
out the window.
That
You
was
found that out
That was
very
Well,
quickly when you
listen,
got
a
the
camera,
case.
So-
someone engaging in their rights, that can't be.
Well, again,
that can't be used
that's
as
the
disorderly
information I
conduct
got.
or obstruction.
Obviously, once
I get
we were
it.
able to have a cordial
No,
conversation,
you understand
we
that's the
were able
case,
to
and at this
figure it
point, you're not.
Which is
And
the
at this
point.
point, you're keeping.
So,
And I understand you're not keeping me out. They've chosen to lock the
Then we
doors.
can talk.
Yeah,
This guy's
that's
an
what-
asshole.
Okay. All right.
So,
Bob's a real jerk.
All right,
I
fair
will
enough.
give this to
Upton Hatfield.
Yeah, I will give this
Of the worst
to
cops that we don't
to
need.
them, and
Okay.
I'll pass it on to Upton
How do you like to
Hatfield.
be
So Jason
cutting the grass out
Benson
front
of
instead of
Yeah,
Benson.
I am. Listen, I can only say that I am 99.9% certain because he watched the video. Like once I stopped and played it to you, it went into a drive that his staff automatically monitors, and he called me while I think you were still here. He called me and said, "I watched it. I'm making phone calls." So
Does he represent that gentleman as well?
he would. Yeah, he will. He
No, he
represents.
doesn't, though.
He represents anyone that goes out with me.
Do you have an attorney that you would like me to pass on to town council?
No,
He's got
I'm
my-
stealthy. I like
my-
to just pop up.
My attorney
Just like we did
will take care
on
of
You
him.
guys. You know?
All right,
And you
I'm
blew
just
it,
gonna go
Sarge.
pass this
You
on,
blew it.
and
I
then,
hate to say that about a sergeant. Because
We'll,
there's the higher up,
we're just
right?
gonna go
He
about our
blew
day.
it.
I've got a few other phone calls I gotta make
All right.
for some other matters.
This guy is cool.
Hopefully,
All right.
you guys can-
And I just want to clarify because it's something we haven't talked about. You're not keeping us out. They've decided to lock the doors. If later I come back and I'm peaceful again and I enter that office and continue to get my pictures, then you're not going to be arresting me. Is that what I'm understanding? Because
No,
you're not keeping me out.
if I'm not told that there is anything going on, again.
That's what
I
I'm
was
trying to get
told
to.
The initial
Okay.
incident
He'll be back
was
here
there
with
was
the same
something that
attitude,
was
because
constituting a
people lie when
violation
they
of
call the
disorderly
police to get 'em
conduct.
there, and that's what
Right.
That is what I was
I get
responding
it.
to.
Breach of the peace.
If you are
Public
here to
officials
simply
put
just,
our
you know,
safeties at
exercise
risk.
your First Amendment right,
As you
I
can
am
see,
not
I've
gonna
been here
stop
for
it.
over
Yeah.
an hour.
I don't
We're
have any
going on an
control
hour
over
and
who,
25
you know,
Gotcha.
the
Listen,
authorities that run this building.
it's all good. It's fine. Understood. Understood. All right, then we'll
But
we'll
I
check back
did,
in.
as you're concerned, I did mention to them the signage.
Yeah.
So obviously that's something on their radar, and they will look into that and obviously have to address it.
Happy to help you. Far more lucky bumping into me and having this happen with me. And I know you don't believe it, but you're far luckier that I am having this conversation with you. And I think you know that for a fact, than if somebody else was to come in here and have this conversation.
I'm willing to have a conversation with anybody. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
treat everybody
like,
the same.
I think you don't seem like a bad guy, and you know, I think we're all people here. We both have a job to do, and right now, your job is we're clashing unintentionally. I don't think you. It is what it is. So we'll work together to try and fix it. I have your number.
Yeah. Give that to your attorney. Let him know that you know myself
And I'm sorry, your chief's name?
William Chandler.
Okay, that's not the name that he gave me. He spoke to somebody. There's like some group of police chiefs or something.
Oh, so that's
that makes.
so the New Hampshire Chiefs of Police Association. That's.
He has
my
someone
chief's
that
not-
does. You know, he has someone that I guess does that does like some sort of trial work or something. So he made a phone call. That name isn't the name he gave me.
I'll give you the corporal's name here. He's new, does not have.
I think I already gave it to you guys, no?
You did.
Doesn't have his
Yeah.
business card as yet. So.
He gave me a
You
business
should
card.
take that flag off your shirt because it doesn't belong there. You're
but,
non-American,
all
my
right,
friend.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very
Good to
much.
see you, man.
You don't believe
Appreciate
in
it.
the rights, you don't
I'll make
believe in
sure
nothing.
that they get this
I don't have to. I
information.
just heard
Hopefully
your
they can
face.
expedite the
Yeah,
conversation.
I'd like to offer
Because you guys got this town locked down. Well, guess what? The lock just got unopened. You know, these guys are bootlickers, both of them. This guy with the
Probably.
flag on the thing.
Probably.
They
I believe it.
They are.
But
I mean,
it's-
this guy's been hanging around since the beginning. He's a resident of the town. I can't wait to hear from the residents, the real residents that pay taxes and actually get violated by these assholes all day in and day out.
Well, we're gonna make progress. Hatfield.
Hatfield.
Upton Hatfield. Thank you. Upton Hatfield. We gotta remember that
They're
name.
Concord.
Thank you. That's they represent. I've dealt with them before. They're
Yeah,
decent.
they do a lot of municipalities.
I've dealt with.
Linked to,
They settled out with me
You
for
guys should
someone
watch
else not
YouTube
too long
more.
ago. All right. What do you think? You ready to?
Watch all the lawsuits and all the police officers that lost their qualified immunity because of the shit that he was gonna pull on us. Seriously, I mean, I'm still stuck on that, right? That's the kind of guy.
And catch me on Dr. Phil. See the episode this upcoming month.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah.
No.
Flown out to Texas to explain exactly, and it was interesting
Is he
because
legit?
no,
Is he-
no,
he's
he's in a, he lost
he's
his
a
license
bad
in he lost his license in
You and him
2006.
fall in the
It's
same
it's
category.
arbitration, but it was myself and then two police officers from the Gainesville Police Department where we sat down and talked about exactly what it is that we do and exactly what we're trying to get from it on both sides. Like I'm the face of this place, right? Like I do this for the right reasons. And we'll one way or another, we're gonna get some understanding.
I'll pass the information on about the conversation. Hopefully your attorney talk, and we'll get it expedited. But at least they're already talking, so hopefully things will.
Keep an eye out for the episode. It's called Activists or Antagonists.
Good Citizen on YouTube?
Dr. Phil, that's what they called the episode.
Oh, okay.
He filmed me right after Trump.
Excellent.
All right, we'll see ya.
Take care, be safe, have a good day.
Have the day you don't deserve. Asshole. All right, people, you see that? We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, we are. My man.
Them cops are absolute assholes. They're corrupt as the city is. As
The
old
day
as
is
it
long,
man.
yeah.
Right?
Since 1774.
These guys all do
Look
the
at
same
the
shit.
sign.
Yeah, be kind, give thanks. For what?
What do you think
Because
about that
they're taking your
sign?
money. They shut down the town meeting. You know, they got
Oh, that guy's getting sued too. He ain't the only dog running around in there. Hey, make sure you guys subscribe to MAA Audits, and I want to explain something to you, and I'll wait till he's done saying goodbye to his folks. Now, I want to explain what we did. Now, Randy is my guy, and he's an absolute pit bull. He stands up for your rights, and listen, the cops thought initially that, I'm standing over here so there's no sun, that I'm the real nice guy. But I was also ready to go to jail. I went outside, I called the wife, I said, get the bail money ready, you have Randy's number, PayPal him, whatever, I'm going to jail. And you might be thinking to yourself, Josh, why were you professional? Why did you kind of keep your cool a little bit? And let me tell you why. I like people to tell me who I should sue. And what did that cop say? At the beginning, it's, you're coming in here, you're going to jail. Yep. And at the end of it, he said, listen, they lied to us on a phone call. They told us you did something that you didn't do. If you come back here, you're peaceful, you're not breaking the law, you're allowed in any single one of these offices. So what the police officer did is he took the blame from himself and he placed it on the municipality, which is absolutely fine. You know why? We sue the municipality, they're negligent for his supervision. So either way, there's accountability for the police officers. And I was going to really go in hard at him, as I normally do, but I thought to myself, I should get as much information as I can out of this guy. Like they instructed him. And what do you know, folks? This video hadn't even dropped, and 20 minutes into it, my attorney is already calling their counsel. And that's how we do it. That's how we do it. And the other thing is they look to like me, like, oh, you're a professional. This guy is a real jerk. We're not going to speak to him. And that's how they like to be divisive. They like to divide us. But then my response is, well, he has every right to speak to you the way that he's speaking to you, and none of what he's saying is wrong. I'm just choosing to speak to you this way because the nicer I am, the more they run their mouth. Right. And the more information they give us. Yep. And the more difficult it makes them because, and they know. Let me ask you, from when we first came in here to when we're leaving now, you think these cops have a much healthier idea who we are? Yeah. And that they're in some deep shit?
Absolutely, people.
Complete attitude change.
Now let me get it off of that, right? You've seen that guy. He followed us around. He followed me around, trolling me. And I had enough of him. I tried to be cordial with him.
I know, who's that?
That old guy in there with the mustache.
The old dude.
The guy that showed up into the office after the fact of all
the guy with the
shit
hat.
on. Yes.
That guy, okay, yeah.
That guy is a bootlicker, right? Ass kisser for this town. And I can see there's several of them here.
He's the guy that they call. He's the plant.
Yeah,
he's not like the resident, because you know what's interesting? That lady was like, I'm a resident. She's very active in her government politics. Yep. She didn't know who that guy was.
He was like I told him, he was a rock in my street.
Let's see if they left the cat open. See how quickly those cops backtracked, guys? They backtracked fast. Oh, they have no CAD screens. They got no CAD in there. Just so you know, they called the meeting off. If you're going to the select board meeting, they called it off. Oh, no, I'm just going. Oh, okay. Have a good day. Oh, is it good? All right. Thank you. So they called the meeting off for us. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a they Now, I find it interesting how quickly were those cops willing to throw everyone else under the bus. See, they didn't realize who we were. They didn't realize who they were talking to, and they tried to flex. And now they're throwing everyone. Sir, listen, you come back here. We'll try and I had him going around telling them, hey, open the office, let them come in, let them take a look around. That's fine. Now I don't have to hash it out in court who's at fault. Fine. The officer was instructed, and even though he doesn't work for the town administrator, he works for the police department. He enforces law, not policy. However, the argument's tough when you're talking in court, because you have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the police officer did it maliciously and he knew otherwise. The moment the police officer says, well, I was told this, or this training, I wasn't told that, then the water starts getting real murky, right? And the more fish you have in the pond, the harder it is to give a jury someone to blame, right?
She coming out and locking the doors, huh?
If it's just the
Absolutely.
if it's just the police officer, so if the police officer's throwing shade on the town manager and everyone's agreeing that it's the town manager's fault, then it's going to be pretty hard to argue in court because town managers don't have qualified immunity. What happened?
They closed it. They closed town hall right here. You pointed to the sign.
Town hall is closed today. We're sorry for any inconvenience. Thank you for your understanding. Well,
Wanted to shut down town hall over cameras.
so does that mean that guy with the whiskey hat is trespassing?
I say for taxpayers in Florida to step up and address this demeanor. Can you see anything in there?
Oh yeah, whole office.
Really?
Yep, see the whole office. I mean, they're not too smart.
So that's just proof. They shut the doors, people. That proves that this town is corrupt as hell. They put a sign there. Look, it's Tuesday. Their hours are until 6 o'clock at night.
We'll catch you on the next one. I am going to sue this municipality so bad. And I would really like to thank the Warner police officers that showed up here today because they made it so much less difficult to actually win against this municipality. They threw their own town manager right underneath the bus. We'll catch you on the next one. Subscribe to MAA Audits, and that's the reason I stopped you today. So as you guys can see in the video, my attorney watches the video while we're still there. He actually calls Warren's town council. The name of their attorneys are Upton Hatfield. Now, New Hampshire is a two-party state, and this attorney did not give me consent to record. However, MAA Audits was present for our almost 20-minute phone call, and attorney Michael Courtney explained that the employees were absolutely wrong, and that this was a terrible situation. And the only thing that could have made it worse was if I actually did get arrested, because then the town would have to pay out a lot of money, even more so than right now. So we were invited back to the Warner Town Hall by their town council. He's driving a half hour to meet us to make sure that we get to walk in and film every office that we were denied before, which is also very interesting because they closed the town hall for the day because of us, and now they're opening it back up because of us. Folks, this is a first. Threatened with arrest for being in a public area. The cops immediately switch their tune once they realize that they're in trouble. They start pointing their fingers at the town manager and the select board. Then they say that we are allowed to go in, but we can't go in because the employees locked the doors. And then the town council says
they were all wrong. You're welcome back. We'll get those doors unlocked for you. But this is myself and MAA Audit doing the work, so let's see how this goes down. All right. I'm just hopping out the car here, guys. Attorney Courtney?
Yeah.
Josh.
Josh, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for meeting us here. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I kind of gave a rundown to just my. I'm not live or anything. I'm just. I like to let people know like why we're here. I think this is what we are looking for. Ultimately, there were some mistakes here, but at the end of the day, we want a common understanding, and we just don't want our rights to be tread on. And I know there's folks that do what we do that are not looking for that goal, and you understand that as well as I do. That is not what we do or why we're here. So we appreciate you inviting us back to take a look in those offices we weren't able to look in before.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you.
I haven't seen my client yet. I just got here when you got here.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Sure. Absolutely.
Talk to them?
Yeah. No problem.
All right.
Thank you, Attorney Courtney.
Go right in through the front door?
Yes. It now when we left before it was locked. Okay. But I'm sure that you can just give a knock and.
Yeah.
I think either one of these vestibule doors will give you access.
Okay. Give me a quick minute.
Yeah. No problem. Thank you, Attorney Courtney. Oh, it's open.
Wait.
Yep. And now we can tell the cop, you were wrong. You threatened to arrest us, and you were wrong.
Wrong is the day is long.
Would you like to apologize? Now, technically right now it's still closed, so we do have to wait for an invitation to go inside. But I had a long conversation, about 20 minutes with Attorney Courtney, and on the phone he was very professional. There was never a question of what we were doing was legal, and there was never a question on the phone if they were wrong. He agreed that they were both wrong and that what we were doing was legal. And he's trying to rectify this now to make it so, our rights, are at least restored. I mean, there's even a sign on the door that says lift handle up. It's instructing people to go into the office.
But he just walked right in though, right?
Yeah, the door was unlocked, yep. Go ahead, dear.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm gonna wait in here, it's warmer. I'm just waiting in here because it's warmer.
Yeah, I hear you. That's what I said. Go inside, he's smart. A little chilly out there still.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. All set? Thanks. So this is the original office that we had went to.
Okay.
Welcome sign, lift handle up.
no designation that it's private, and then we have this table here with, you know, it to me, it could be private if they wanted to make it, but as of right now, this is clearly a public area, especially with a member of the public in here conducting business. So this is where all of this happened. And the town manager, I might have overestimated. I think I said about 8 feet away. It might be about 8 feet away. She was over there at her desk. And because she was doing her work, we just decided not to engage her. So we stood over here and started reading this New Hampshire white birch sign. So I understand that. I mean, this is, I mean, you're an attorney. I don't have a law degree. I play it doing a good job, having a basic understanding. But unless there's a sign here, this is public access.
And you know, I think we can do a good job, better job of detailing what is and what isn't public access. Obviously, with these old buildings, they're not, you know, made for that kind of delineation, and that's something we'll look at. And I can't speak to exactly what happened earlier today, but we're trying to make sure everybody's on the same.
I mean, and I can show you the police officer had simply said that this is not public, and if we don't leave, then we're going to county jail. And of course,
Actually, he said this is her private
Right.
office, is what he said. That's exact words out of his face.
which is fine. That can be her private office if she just
And then-
demarcates it.
Then he threatened the rest without no litigation or nothing. He was the law at the time, and that was it. So of course, you know, I don't want my freedom taken for no crime or even, you know, because I got an unhinged cop that shows up because he got a call from, you know, a lady from town hall that works here and like told him lies, because I called her before he even showed up. I said, somebody called the cops, they told lies to get him here, and he's gonna come in here hot-headed, and that's exactly what he did. He pulled a Biden. Here's the deal.
Well, and I think we disagree on, you know, some of the characteristics you're making about unhinged and fired up and everything. And
Well, you didn't see the video. You don't know.
You know, just
I'm not really trying to get into
Yeah,
the facts, but I think
that's fine. The only reason I'm here is because until it's demarcated as such, right now this is a public area, and I was made to leave under the threat of arrest without being able to take the pictures and video that I want. You very generously come down here to make sure we can get that. And I'm sure you put up signs, do whatever you want to do in the future. But, you know, we did speak on the phone, and I think we can agree, for all intents and purposes, right now, at least until they put up a sign, that this is a public area, especially if they're inviting other members of the public to come in and conduct business here. Am I right?
Well, I think we can agree that signs would help out in the
Yeah.
future. And,
Perfect.
yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Can we check out some of the other offices here?
Yeah, come on in.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. See, sometimes people get it wrong. You guys got it wrong, and counsel's here very graciously explaining that, you know, we have every right to be in those places, so you should heed his expertise, right? This is I'm sure it's on the
Do we know
door.
whose office? Yeah.
It might say on the door here. This is, this is administrative assistant to the Board of Selectmen. This is their office. Perfect. Very nice.
Concern too, right? All these people that went home right now, they're not getting paid, are they? On taxpayer money for the day, for 3 hours worth of work. I just want to make sure that's what I'm here for.
And also, like, moving forward, because I'm sure, like, you guys, you're fantastic, and you're going to do a great job speaking to these folks. This gentleman was under the understanding that I'm not sure if it was a felony or a misdemeanor, but it was illegal to film him without his consent.
Well, I think that's the wireless tap in New Hampshire and the one-way consent. I think that's what we're talking about. But being in a public
Because,
space,
I mean, if I was surreptitiously recording just his audio, separate a phone call, I think that's really the only designation where I could be considered that I'm violating any wiretapping statutes. But he was very clear in stating that it was illegal for me to film him. And that's why we do this, sir, so we can provide an education. You told me I couldn't do something that I had every legal right to do, and you called the police, who came down here and threatened to arrest me.
I did not call them.
Oh, I'm saying the town collectively, maybe not you
you cannot make
specifically.
statements like
Well,
that.
I can make
You
statements
cannot
that
call
you
the
told me I was not allowed to film in a public place. Did you learn that you were wrong
I
today?
clearly stated afterward that I did not want to be filmed.
Right. Were you wrong?
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. You know,
I think we
you have the
just-
right to be free from self-incrimination. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, I'm very, very
So upstairs,
thankful.
just the balcony.
Yeah, they explained that. So I think it was just downstairs. And thank you again, Attorney Courtney.
Appreciate that.
Oh, the town clerk's office. It looks like that might still be locked, but that's fine. I mean, I understand that you would allow us to go in there, so I don't need to put up a stink about it. I appreciate you doing this.
There's people that we didn't get to.
Yeah, this is the assessing office here, and that one's locked. I don't know if you have a key. Well, we were just trying to go inside. If there's no, listen, the main office was up there. I'm fine. We understand that we're allowed in all of these public areas. So, all right, perfect. Attorney Courtney, I appreciate your time and attention to this. I can see that you take it, and I'll tell you, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never had a corporation counsel even take the phone call, let alone being willing to come here. I can see your commitment to transparency, and I can also see your commitment to your clients. You don't want to see them, needing to pay out some enormous lawsuit because someone had misinformation or someone wasn't given the right information. I would always extend an olive branch, should you want it, for me to come in here without cameras at no expense to provide First Amendment audit training. I've done it at federal, local, municipal, county installations across the country, Department of Homeland Security, Secret Service. We provide excellent resources to make sure that you're able to get through the day during a First Amendment audit and you know exactly how to respond if one's here.
Do you have a card?
I don't have one on me actually, but I have your cell phone. So what I can do is I will text my information to you. I'll take your card. Perfect. I just don't want to put my camera on you because I don't want people seeing your phone number there. Excellent.
I called you on my cell phone, but
yes, sir.
Why don't you email my office?
Perfect.
That stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Listen, and it's not like super aggressive stuff. It's like as simple as this. Sometimes if you're a public employee, you might say, "Can I help you?" And if I wasn't someone like myself, I might take advantage of that and say, "Yeah, let me get a cheeseburger. Why don't you mind your own business? That's how you could help me."
Sure.
One of the easiest ways to deal with it is, "Hey, hope you enjoy your time. Beautiful town hall. I won't bother you. If you need anything, let me know." And you go back to your work because you give that person zero opening to be negative at all. If at that point they are, then it's very easy to see through that person as just someone that's looking to try and get a reaction.
Sure.
Stuff like that we use to try and make sure that moving forward, we want the government to work for us. I'm not an anarchist. I think we all want to make sure that
Absolutely.
we know what happens when there's no one to help us get to where we need to go. So.
Sure, I think, the town is, gonna move forward, and I look to getting your information, and I'm glad we could resolve this right now. And
yeah, and I know you're busy, and I know you don't just represent this town, because I've heard your name come up before. I always have heard it as a better choice than KP Law, is what I've always been told. Because we deal with corporation counsel quite a bit, and like I said, never had someone come out to meet us, let alone answer the phone. This town is very lucky to have you, and I think because they did, and through democracy, we're able to get what we want and also save the taxpayers of this community a lot of money. Because if we had been arrested, as an attorney, I think we both know that it wouldn't have even been a trial thing. It would have been an intent, mediation, and that's what would have been. And we don't want that, because when we have to sue somebody, the cop isn't paying out of his personal fund, his personal money, right? The taxpayers are paying it. Yeah. And in communities like this, it's not, all right, let's go into our slush fund. It's, which department do we cut? Education, library, emergency services. Which Paul do we take from to pay Peter? And no one wants that.
No one wants that. No. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, attorney. Thank you. Is the police officer, I saw his car here, is he still in the building?
Yeah, I believe he's somewhere.
If I could just thank him before I leave. I don't know if you just want to, thank him for sticking around. I'm not sure which officer it is. It might be the corporal, but... I'm sorry?
Yeah, over there.
Oh, he's over there? Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
He's having lunch, eh?
Yeah. That's why a lot of the buildings closed down too right now.
Yeah.
So I think he was across. So And it's that one right there. I believe they both came in that vehicle.
Yeah, no, I think just the corporal came. I don't know. I don't want to go in with cameras, disrupt the business.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. Let me give this to you for a second. I'm just gonna see if he's in here. You can come right upstairs. We're not gonna go in the film. This is the sergeant. Sort of come out of the way. I don't wanna. Thank you.
We'll go out of the
Yeah,
way.
that's fine. I figured. And I got this here. So I don't know if you've had a chance to meet him. Fantastic guy, Attorney Michael Courtney. He's the town's legal counsel.
I've talked to Mike several times.
Perfect. So we were allowed to be in that office. We were able to get our pictures now. And moving forward, willing to work with him. I think that hopefully we left with a better understanding. I explained to him, I'm not looking out here to file lawsuits and like that's not what I'm here for. I do believe in what I do. I got it tatted all over my body. My kid, beautiful baby that I just had, I want her to be raised in the same America that you want to raise your kids in. And when somebody threatens me with arrest, and had that door not been locked, the only thing I wanted is to make sure I got a double lock on the cuffs and that you got me a timely phone call. I'm glad it didn't escalate to that, because at that point, then the town's up a lot of money. I appreciate you sitting down and speaking to me, and in the future, right? And you're a very nice guy. You threatened arrest, and for being in her personal office. That was not the case. That was the people's office. Could it be fair for us to say that you were misinformed, you were given the wrong information, we could shake hands and go about our day?
Yeah, I'll look.
I think there was misunderstanding. I think we're gonna change things in the town so everyone understands what's fair game and what's public and what's private.
I'm just looking for someone to say,
I think
we're wrong, I'm sorry. I was threatened with arrest and I had not committed a crime, and I think he's a fantastic guy. I don't have an issue. I just like a handshake and listen, sorry, we got this one wrong. I've gotten it wrong before too, and I've had to save face and admit it, because that's what I owe a duty to the people whom I serve, like the public that watches my videos. If I get something wrong, that's on me. Like that woman over there is able to raise her child in a beautiful free country. And this isn't an act, I'm a terrible actor. I believe in this. And I was threatened with arrest, and I hadn't committed a crime. There was a miscommunication, and I'm just wondering if someone could apologize to me, shake my hand, and we all go about our day. And it's not an admission of guilt. I have no intention of suing this. I'm not fishing for an admission of guilt.
I'll say this. You have the right to film when you're in a public place. And the town is going to do a better job of delineating what's public and what's private going forward. Sorry for any confusion and miscommunication.
Thank you.
To this level.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Courtney. I appreciate it. Right. Sergeant Ananolfo, thank you. Yeah. Corporal, thank you for your time.
My job, even in I treat everybody with the same respect every day, and I go about my job. So,
don't throw that in people's faces, man, because that's not right. You know what I mean? Like in this case, you were completely wrong. You went off a hearsay. You know what I mean? How many people are convicted off?
Listen, what if you got the other guy? He would have jumped. He would have been like, "Oh, you're gonna arrest me if I go in that office?" And you're like, all right. And then, but that's the point. And then it's like these taxpayers, like.
Yep.
Listen, I know
again,
how it goes.
I can only respond with the information I am given, and I have
Understood.
to address every situation with the information I am
Understood.
given.
We figured it. We figured it
across
out.
the board with respect and cordialness.
I'm not telling you how to do your job or what to think. I'm just asking you, please do not approach somebody like that again and tell them, here's the deal. No, there's no negotiation. You will go to jail.
We'll leave it at this. We got some business to take care of.
And a hardcore question. You better have some courage. What do you think about the Patriots?
Seriously, then take my freedom.
Actually, not a football guy. I'm a Bruins guy, and I'm a little disappointed in the Bruins right now.
Did you get NHL 25 yet?
No.
Can't be a Bruins fan unless you sit down in your basement and hide from your wife like I do, play video games.
No, well, I had my tree stand in the woods. That's where I.
All right, fellas. Have a good day.
See you in the woods.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Don't shoot me because I was not wearing orange while we're in the woods, Sarge. He's still condescending.
And see, and the sergeant was about to say I was wrong, and then now notice the body language. This is why I've been doing so. And I say, he goes, well, what I will say, and I said, listen, His apology is not an admission of guilt. I just want someone to apologize for threatening us with bodily harm. And then he apologized. There you have it, folks. Never been done in history. This man is the biggest pit bull in the First Amendment community that has ever been, that will ever be, and ever was. He is the guy. So make sure you subscribe to MAA. He is my road dog. He's my buddy. And make sure you stay tuned because we're going on tour, people. Catch you in the next one, and that's the reason I stopped you today.
So after this, we do a live stream across the street at the library to give you, the viewers, an update as to what had just happened to us. In fact, that live stream is still up. It's called Warner, New Hampshire Arrest. And even the librarian knew that everyone in that town hall was wrong. We then walked across the street, and in the short time that we were there, 6 different people went to the town hall to conduct business, all very upset that the town had closed its doors, but even more upset to learn why. Many of them apologizing to us. In that live stream, we finally went down to the police department and filed 2 complaints against these cops. And the moment we killed the live stream, the same 2 cops pulled back into the department. And they couldn't back into that sally port fast enough. And the look of shame, fear, and regret was clear as day on their face.
It's going right in the sally port. And there they are there. They're hiding, folks. They're ashamed. They should be.
During that live stream, a man named Jerry came to meet us. He saw we were live in his town and he wanted to show support. He's been watching us for 5 years. Well, Jerry, this video is dedicated to you, to your family, and to your son, who we tragically lost 5 years ago. It is because of brave Americans like you and your family that we're able to get up and do what we do every day. And because these cops got crazy when we first met them, I went into overdrive and I wanted to own them all. But I thought back on a conversation with my good buddy James Freeman, where he told me if they're talking, just let them talk, because they dig themselves into a much deeper hole and they keep sounding even more stupid. And the nicer you are, the more open they are to just blabbing away and making mistakes. And boy, was he right. These cops changed their story 3 different times, ultimately blaming the town manager, to alleviate blame from themselves, especially when they found out from their town attorney that my attorney had already seen the video and already called. At that point, they had a very healthy understanding they were probably going to get sued, and they needed to make sure that if someone was losing their job, it wasn't them. And like I said, initially in this video and throughout it, I wasn't going to sue. We were able to go back into the offices we weren't able to go into initially. And the attorney was super professional, which he was. Attorney Michael Courtney for Upton Hatfield is absolutely phenomenal, driving, willing to meet us. That's besides the point. These cops were willing to steal our freedom and jail us when we'd committed no crime. And their understanding of their law that they enforced is so basic, they don't even understand public forum. So within the next week, this municipality will be receiving a letter of our intent to sue, on a both state and federal basis. Not just from me, my attorney is taking care of MAA audit also. And maybe after they write that check, they won't ever do this again. Because sometimes learning just isn't enough. You have to hit these places in the pocket, because their purse strings are the only thing that they care about. And that's the reason I stopped you today.